Good evening. Alright, now, I won't be doing this before every session, but since this is our first session, I did want to go ahead and jump in here first, say a couple things, and talk about a couple points. Now, you will very quickly, if anyone is watching this stream, catch on to the fact that you'll recognize elements of this. You will recognize parts of this world. We are playing in the Cypher System, and we are playing using the Callisto 6 world. Now, I'm going to be very clear. Those guys over there, that side, no, that side. I'll get it right one of these days. Those guys are the Callisto 6. And those guys, Eric Campbell, why am I saying Aaron? Eric Campbell, Sam Leve, and all of the rest of those amazing people. Those are the people who created the Callisto 6. Those are the people who created this world. Me, I'm a fan. I love the Callisto 6. I loved the show. I loved the world that they created. I loved the emotion and the element that they gave to this game. To be honest, I probably would not have been running a Cypher System game, especially not a superhero game, had it not been for the Callisto 6. I was inspired by them. I created the world that we will be using based on them. I would kind of like to believe that in all of the many dimensions out there that existed within Eric's world, this is one of them. I'm not going to try to say any of this is canon, of course. There's no way that it can be. I did try to reach out to Eric Campbell and to Sam Leve. You guys are kind of hard to get in touch with. I left some tweets. I sent some messages, but I wasn't able to get a reply. And like I said, I know you guys are busy. So I really do hope that there's no offense taken in me using this world. It is purely as a fan that me and my players fell in love with what you had done and wanted to take that forward into our own tribute for it. So, based on that, this game is going to begin. It does take place basically starting out at the end of Callisto 6. And in this shard of reality at least, the destruction of Vunkos is going to, it's going to cause some more people to have powers. And that's going to be our jumping off point. So, hopefully everyone enjoys. Like, subscribe. We will be playing this game every Monday night for the foreseeable future. Anyone who's already been on my channel for a while, you know that our games tend to run 6, 9, 12 months, once a week. And yeah, we enjoy ourselves. We're certainly not professional role players by any means, but we have fun with it. We're a good group of friends. We've got some new friends along with us on this ride. Hopefully you'll come along with us too. So I'll turn you over to the intro and have a great night. So, in many ways, the city looks just as it did a year ago. The silver of the corporate circle still gleams on the horizons, its polished metal reaching seemingly triumphantly into the blue California sky. Vehicles dot the sky, soaring high above this metropolis. Looking closer, though, many things have changed. My dog's barking has not changed. The glow of the city extends outward beyond the inner ring. in a way that it never seemed to do before. The sprawling amalgam of past and present glows, almost transcendent with a new hope in the soft dawn light. A year ago, the corporations held the city in an iron grip, wrapped within a velvet glove. A year ago, no one had ever heard of the term superhero, except in the pages of comic books. Heroes call this place home now. Los Angeles is a metropolis, and the first city that has ever known to give birth to superhuman heroes, as well, of course, as dark-hearted villains, in almost equal measure. Events of the past year have caused the population to look up, at least somewhat from their connected lives. Los Angeles is learning that if you unplug, even for a moment, you might just see something amazing. The city is not perfect. Hope still grows faster than wages, and few heroes spend their time building homes. There is still hunger, still homelessness, but there is a hope that one day these things will end. The power of the corporations has, for the most part, been broken. The Callisto Six have risen up and publicly become the city's first official team of heroes. The Los Angeles government has promised to set right what has been set wrong. 2 waves of Callisto energy have previously washed over the city, and where one thing is always the case, is that when you have an ocean, the tide will always carry more waves to the shore. Welcome then to Los Angeles in the year of 2120. So we've got a little bit of a scene setting there to bring us into this world where we have this convergence of technology and the emergence of superheroes. We have amazing things happening, but we also still have a city that is very much divided. You have the glitz and glamour of the inner circle, and then as you move outside of that, you have everything else. You still have homelessness. You still have buildings that were destroyed nearly 40 years ago at C-Day that have either not been rebuilt or have never been rebuilt properly. And that is the world that we are moving into now. As we start out, I'm actually going to jump straight into things, and we are going to go to... Where are we going to go to?
I like that intro.
Thank you. I don't normally write an intro like that, but I
just
quite enjoyed it.
interject something?
Of course, go
because
for it.
while you're speaking here, I have this playlist on Spotify, which is really
You gotta
awesome
fucking
for. What?
You gotta send us mood music.
Mute
Music. Yeah.
Mute music. Yeah, mute
Sorry.
music.
Let me
is
just
mute
find
music?
the link here, and it's yeah, it has some really good ambient tracks and stuff. So
Okay.
Ooh,
Okay.
cool. I don't think I'm going to try to mess with it for the moment, but I might have a look into it for next week.
Oh, nice. You know it's Spotify, right?
yep.
Yeah.
And it's not as big in all the parts of the world.
What are you talking about?
Okay.
What are you talking about?
No, I just heard that Spotify isn't as big in the US as it is in Europe.
I'm not in the US.
Well, I wasn't talking about you, did I?
Okay, so we are going to jump directly to Xavier Young.
Hello there.
Hello, Xavier. Do you want to start off by describing your character's appearance so that everyone can kind of get an impression of what you look like?
Sure. Xavier is actually 5'9" height. He has short, I would say, greenish hair for now, along with brown eyes. He's somewhat the nerdy type of guy that would get out and try and do jogging every once in a while, but he's also not necessarily the greatest when it comes to athletic. That's why he's always carrying around his drone with him.
So he's an ambitious amateur rather than being.
Like he works on. He very much works on his drone a lot. When he's not working on his drone, he's usually helping people out. Very, and he tends to more so never stop talking after he starts talking.
Okay. Sounds good. So as we pick up with Xavier, you are currently in the Traeger headquarters building.
It's beautiful.
In a lift, you are making your way up to a floor where you are set to meet up on floor 61 with a Dr. Francis Ricardo, who is a scientist who works at Traeger, who is very interested in purchasing a design that you and the group of people that you've been working on at Dwarf Star. He wants to purchase one of your drone control chip designs.
That's great. Reality. Honestly, I can't believe that, Doctor, you would want to buy something from me. I'm not necessarily the most famous person in the world.
Well, in this case, you are acting on behalf of a team of people at Dwarf Star, but it is a project that you have had a kind of key role in. So you're very much within yourself to take a bit of ownership of it in that way.
Well, thank you, Doctor. I really appreciate that. It's not necessarily the best time for me, but hey, I'm here. Whatever you guys need me to do, I'm here to help.
Well, so like I said, you're in the lift on your way up at the moment. You reach about the 50th floor on your way up to 61 when you feel the lift lurch to a stop.
Last time I checked, the lifts weren't supposed to do that. What's going on?
Let me ask you, are you wearing any kind of, do you have contacts? Do you have AR glasses? What kind of level of tech would you wear at any given time?
At any given time, he, like I said before, he always has his drone in a book bag, like a carrier pouch that he has on his back, but he does have the contacts. He's very more well in tune with technology right now.
Got it. So as the lift lurches and you glance over at the panel, you immediately see scrolling up across the AR on your eyepiece, lift error. Please await assistance.
After about 5 seconds of thinking, he immediately just steps up. He's like, okay, well, I can try and fix this right now. I can try and make this better for us. Let's hurry up and get out of this small space.
Not a fan of small spaces?
No, sir. It's too much, too many walls.
Understood. Before you start trying to tinker with the lift, let's first off let's kick things off with our first roll of the game.
Oh, shit.
Let's have you make what in D&D terms would be a perception roll.
Everything depends on this. This will set the mood for the rest of the campaign.
What?
Exactly.
Oh,
No pressure.
No pressure, but everything's going to be rolled on this. All right.
Yeah, no problem.
This will define how we do this game. Don't worry about it.
Yeah.
So 1d20, I believe?
Well, what you need to do is it is going to be a D20 roll, but first we need to work out what you need to roll.
Okay.
So I am going to set this as a difficulty 2. So it's not overly difficult. But do you have any skills or anything of that nature that would help you to bring that difficulty down anymore?
Well, I would say, give me 1 second, try and look at the character sheet now. He does have a good amount of intelligence, but he doesn't have an edge. And working with technology, would that take it down?
Not in this case, no, because what you're trying to perceive is actually not the technology.
Oof. I would say no, because plus
Okay.
he's not really thinking about anything. He's just trying to push through this for right now. Like,
Makes sense. You okay? It's going to be a difficulty 2 then. Go ahead and roll your d20. You're trying to roll a 6 or higher.
okay, well, right now I'm rolling inside of roll 20, so
Yep.
everyone can see. Sorry, guys, if this is shit.
That's fine.
Holy shit.
You do not roll a 6 or higher.
Ooh.
So I'm just sitting there, just poking at the, just poking at the thing, hoping it's going to do something with me.
So you start kind of poking at the panel and trying to, open it up and see what you can see about what's going on. And then something occurs that you kind of push to the back of your mind. You kind of ignore it because you're focused on what you're doing. But then you notice across your AR screen in your eye, danger.
We should definitely get out of here really quickly.
And then you feel the lift start to drop.
Hold on to something. I quickly grab onto I look for the oh shit rails.
Yeah, you grab onto the handrails at the sides, and you watch as the AR display pops up a. Yes, we can see you, Kim. I won't say it's an improvement, but we can see you. You grab onto the handrail, and you watch as the floor counter starts ticking off in your AR display from 50 to 49, down 40,
okay,
30.
hold on tightly.
Let's
20.
stop it. Is that death at some point?
The floor counter gets
So
to 10.
Can I try to roll again and to try to get closer? To at least try and cushion some of the fall so that we can get out of this.
Yeah, definitely. Do you have any kind of speed defense skills or anything of that nature? I'm looking at your sheet in roll 20, and I'm not seeing most of it filled. So
trying to get that filled, but from what
it's just
I know,
I can't assist as much because I don't know what your final build looked like.
no worries. But being a impulsive adapt, he is kind of. Would he have? I read from the book he would have speed defense, but I don't think that would count.
Speed defense actually would allow it to count for this, because it's basically that's you're reacting to damage by getting away from it rather than kind of taking it, which would be like a might roll. So I'm going to set this as a difficulty 3.
No. Shit.
-1 for your speed defense.
Oh Jesus.
Now you can, if you want to, burn a level of effort to reduce that again.
I would love to do that, so it could be at least difficulty 1.
So what that means is that you're going to take 3 points out of your speed pool. But I do see that you have an edge of 1 in speed, so it's only going to be 2 points you need to spend.
Okay.
So you take 2 points out of your speed pool, reduce the difficulty down to a 1, and now you're looking to roll a 3 or better on a d20.
Oh, sweet. Let me go ahead and roll this. Roll 20, please don't screw me. A 12.
There we go.
12.
That's even better.
Succeed. Sweet. So you basically brace yourself and prepare, kind of based on the old logic of when you reach impact, basically getting up off of the floor of the lift to kind of try to cushion that a bit. We'll ignore whether the physics of that is actually true or not because
It's comic book
debated.
physics.
Yeah.
It's fine.
Sure.
You know how they say, fuck it, forget physics.
It's our physics. Yeah. So you watch as that speed that floor counter continues to tick down. It hits 5, 4, 3, 2. You watch as it flips past 1, and the AR starts counting into the sub-basement levels.
As I'm still holding, like I kind of like brace for the one. I'm like, -1. Where are we?
Wait.
I don't have my eyes open, Doctor.
Yeah. And then, as you're bracing for this impact, you don't actually ever feel the lift slow down, but then the lift does stop. And there's not an impact. It is just like a cushioned stop. And you look, you kind of, your eyes open a bit, and where it was displaying the floor counter on your AR is now displaying error.
You lied to me, technology. What's going on?
And
I look up, do I see the doctor with me still?
well, the door has not yet opened, but the lights in the lift have cut off, so you are standing in darkness. You feel kind of the hair on your arms start to just tingle with an almost kind of electrical discharge. And then you hear a ping, and the doors begin to slide open.
Can I turn the light on that's on my drone?
Yeah, you can pull your drone out and hit the light on that, certainly. Yeah.
I do that. Do I see anything
You go to do
around
that,
us?
and you start looking at the drone, and as you go to flip the light on, you realize that your drone is rebooting.
Who messed with my technology?
And that's when you kind of start thinking back, and you realize the tingle on your skin, the error, the drone, the lift, all of it starts... Yeah, all of it starts leading you to the thought of EMP.
This is not good. This is not good.
As the doors are opening, and you are looking out into what looks like the red lighting of an emergency light lit hallway, it kind of enforces that.
Doctor, are you still with me?
Well, the doctor wasn't with you. You were going up to meet him. You were in the lift on your own.
Definitely talking to myself again is always fun. Hopefully they catch that on camera.
Well, I mean, you're recording it now. Your drone's going, so.
Oh shit!
You recorded yourself doing it.
All right, let's move in then. I kind of ever so slightly try to walk through the room.
Yeah, you start walking down this hallway lit by emergency lights.
I get the feeling I'm not supposed to be here.
You pass a number of doors, which all look like... You've been in places similar to this before. They all look like experimentation room doors. The kind of reinforced doors that you would put an experiment in if you were kind of not sure if it was going to be okay or if it was going to explode kind of thing. These are like reinforced, sealed environments for testing. And each one of them is labeled just with a 6-digit number and then a long, like scannable QR barcode underneath.
I would definitely like to take more interest in these by taking a picture of them as I go, if I'm able to. Unless is all my technology still rebooting right now?
Well, by this time it's coming back up. It's rebooted, so it's fine. You command the drone to snap a picture of one of the doors, and you get a pop-up on your AR that says image deleted, classification secret.
Well, fudge. Can I set... Oh, I would like to override that. Sorry. Yes. I would love to override that for now, instead of trying to hack into it, leaving at least a trace right now.
Okay. How are you going to try to override that?
Well, as of now, I'm pretty tech savvy, I believe. So Would that be able to help me, considering as what I naturally do as I
Yeah,
work for
certainly. Now, bearing in mind that you work for Pyramid Star with Dwarf Star, you're in Traeger, so this is not your company. So you don't have the insider knowledge that might necessarily let you bypass it easily. You can try to bypass it, but it will be a difficult roll.
How difficult are we talking?
Well, you'd be looking at a base difficulty of 5.
I'll give it a try. Not
So,
really.
okay, so you have computer skills of some kind that would take that down?
Yes, I'm trying to fill out the character sheet as we go on, so
Okay.
I can make
So
sure.
you can reduce it down to a 4 there. I'll actually allow your drone as an asset on this because the drone will be able to assist with its own image recognition capabilities. So you get it down to a 3. If you would like, you can burn effort.
For
It would be an intellect
shit.
spend to reduce it from 3 down to 2.
Oof. Once more couldn't hurt, I guess.
Okay. So you reduce it down to a 2. That means you need a 6 or better on a d20.
I'm going to start rolling, but as I do, just to give a kind of cinematic thing, I just start hooking I plug my drone in as I start working on it. And let's see what I get. Dear Lord. A
You
13.
manage it.
Hacking stuff is definitely my thing, yeah. Override, so I can,
All right.
as I,
So you glance at this first door on the left-hand side of the hallway. It's the one that you tried to take the picture of and you got the classified.
sweet.
You do a couple bypasses, and you actually watch as your drone then starts to translate the barcode.
Okay.
And it pops up on there, and it says, for this particular room, it says, sealed specimen lockdown, room 14.
14. Why would they have that here? Okay, I try. The doors are still closed, but I try and go to reach for the door. Just try and make sure that I'm okay. I try and pull at the door. Is there even?
It
Yep.
feels to be sealed with a magnetic lock.
All right, then let's continue exploring.
Okay. You
Anti-mag
continue heading down a bit.
magnets now.
You pass a few more doors until you reach one, and even before you get to it, you notice something is unusual because the quality of light in the hallway starts to change. And you reach an area where it looks like even the emergency lights in the hallway have gone out.
In my head, I'm thinking this is now the greatest time to remember that I'm from Michigan.
I think the quality of life in the hallway started to change as well.
Your
This-
drone starts sending its spotlight out ahead, and you notice about 3 rooms ahead of you, in where the emergency lights have failed, the window, there's a small kind of slit window in the door of the room, appears to have been shattered, and you can see glass on the floor in the hallway.
Really wish I didn't take up this job. Really wish I didn't take up this job a little bit. I go to look. He goes to look through the glass where he goes to look through the window where the glass is broken. As he's still a little bit nervous, he's just really wishing that he could have just went home and none of this has started.
You go to look in, and the first thing that hits your impression is that the room is pitch black. And as you're kind of looking, you're trying to get an angle where your drone can kind of shine the light into the window as you look through to get a better look at what's inside. And sorry, go ahead.
I was about to say, is there any way that I can? Well, if the hole, I'm pretty sure that my drone is kind of bigger than the hole, so I'm going to try and like still angle it, like you were saying. But yeah, keep going.
You start doing that, and a moment passes, and you realize that you can see into the room. The drone's light is behind you, but you're seeing shadows cast in the room that you can't explain. And that's when you begin to feel something grasping the back of your head.
I quickly turn to like look to see what's going on.
You pull back, and you find that something is gripping both sides of your head and stretching out from the room, almost like this black tar.
Shoot. I quickly try and pull it off my face.
as you pull away from the door, you watch as this kind of formless shadow from all the appearances of it is pulled through the gap with you. And you start to see across your contact lenses, your screens, streams of characters moving so fast that you can't even make them out. And then as you feel this thing contracting around you, you start to be able to make out, and the letters start to slow down to the point that you can actually understand them. And you start seeing the words "sync in progress."
I'm still going to try to figure out what it means. Like, I'm going to command my drone and my technology to scan my body, I guess.
Yeah, and basically, your drone, you actually, because of the drone's camera, you can actually get a very bizarre look at yourself from the outside as this blackness is engulfing your head, and you actually can see from the drone's perspective that whatever this black kind of almost oily shape is has started to basically encase you. As you're just seeing across the screen, sync in progress, sync in progress, sync in progress.
I'm saying don't
sync
in
in
progress.
Don't sync in progress. And that's then when we're going to cut away for the moment.
Control-Alt-Delete! Control-Alt-Delete!
Bottom zip! Bottom zip!
Control F4! Control
Quickly unplug it, plug it back in again.
Yeah.
I gotta reboot the whole system. Someone help me.
Panic mode.
So we're going to cut away from there for a minute, and we're going to cut to one of our other players. Leave that on a bit of a cliffhanger. Just why not?
Well, he's dead, so...
I was going to say, he did just.
Yeah, I'm just going to kill all of you in this first session, and that's going to be the game.
List.
Oh yeah, make new
Good
characters.
campaign, guys.
I've only ever done that to a group once before. Thank you.
Oh, yeah.
And they probably deserve this.
Mm-hmm.
So there is precedence for it.
Yeah.
He actually wanted to play a ghost campaign, so he just killed the whole party in the first campaign.
Yeah, Madman knows the story. 3.5 when the Ghost Walk campaign book came out, all about playing dead characters in the City of the Dead. I just killed off the entire party in session 1 and then had them make ghost characters.
That would be interesting to do.
It was a really cool setting. I will run it again one day.
Spoilers.
Well, the
So
fact
could
that I will run the setting
technically be
again one
Ghost
day is
Rider
not...
if I die?
Maybe. We'll see.
Crap.
We're going to cut over to the Coffee Bean, a historic restaurant and coffee shop in the corporate circle. where we will find sitting at a lovely outside table underneath the greenery that you really only see growing wild in the corporate circle at this point. We find Michael and Victoria Widroe sat having a discussion. Do you two want to start out by describing your characters?
You go.
All right. Victoria is around mid-20s. She's 26 years old, and she is through and through a businesswoman. She is usually seen wearing like some classy but professional-looking outfit, trying to stay sexy and attractive while not being slutty. She's quite slim and has a very serious look about her, or a very professional demeanor, you could say. She takes her work very, very seriously, and is quite kind of the polar opposite, you could say, of her little brother. To some extent, at least.
Are you saying that Kim has created a character that does not take things seriously?
Gasp! I couldn't actually do it. I had to say it.
All right. So that's Victoria. What about Michael?
Michael. So Michael is 22 years of age. He is extremely charming. He started graying his hair on purpose when he was 18 to get that old, young look at the same time. That timeless man look. He tried to get that already at 18 and was fairly successful with it. He has that. Yeah, so he has that. You kind of hate him, but you love him at the same time kind of appearance, where he's stunning and he's charming, but at the same time he's a bit of a sleazebag. So he's known to be a bit of a charmer. But the issue with him is that he's not self-centered, but he's very occupied in his own head. He doesn't really realize that other people are around him all the time, and when he does, he's a bit annoying to be around almost, because he breaks down conversations in a different way. But his endeavors has taken him to be a bit, I don't know, distracted and a bit despaired, almost a bit hopeless at the moment. Other than that, I don't know what to say.
Okay. So, as we kind of pan in on this conversation already in progress, what have the two of you two been discussing?
Well, so Michael has just been, what should we say, away for a couple of weeks.
Right.
Absent.
Unusually so.
So, do I need to be worried, Michael? Is what I'm asking you.
He's looking at his watch.
I said, do I need to be worried about you? Because I'm kind of used to you not being around and fiddling with your own things. Please do share.
Whether you're used to it or not doesn't matter at this point. I told you. I'll let you know what I'm doing when I'm done.
Well, that's all well and good, but if you're away for like 2 or 3 days at a time, I don't mind. But when it's 2 weeks and I can't even get a hold of you, how am I supposed to know even where to find you?
I'm looking around.
I have
I'm looking
no
around for a way
idea
to-
what you are up to.
Mm.
For all I knew, you could have been dead, lying somewhere in a ditch with no kidneys, or I mean, you have to share
Did you-
something.
Why
So
kidneys? That would be a
Well,
very
certainly
gross.
not your brain, at least. So,
Well, we both know there's the kidneys as a part of the body has a very specific function. So I don't think
Oh.
that would be the first thing they took anyhow. Oh, darling, he puts his hand up. Could I
Away
get
over
You
one of
said
the
you're taking the
waitresses,
piss.
Oh, could I get a top, please?
yeah. And, you know, she, of course, and she heads off to get it for you.
Oh, thank you. No. What was I saying?
well, no.
Yeah. So to bore you with the less gross details, but if you want to remove a kidney,
We don't have to discuss the kidney. That was, you know, you know what a metaphor is,
bring
right?
it up.
You know. I can't understand how I've even come this far with you. But, all right.
You didn't come this far with me.
No,
Our dad came this far with us, and you took on the family mantle, and you're probably going to do the same thing that our dad did. So, I might as well take the time.
Someone has to.
Yes.
Okay. So this continues on for a couple minutes. The two of you kind of
Pretty
back and
much,
forth.
yeah.
Yeah, bickering.
Take
and
responsibility. I will
yeah.
not. Take responsibility. I will not. Take responsibility. I will not.
Basically, yeah. That pretty much covers it.
Very roundabout way of saying you were taking the
So, as that is continuing, Pear, I'd like Victoria to give me a, again, what we'll call a perception check to see if you notice anything. It's going to be a difficulty 1.
Yeah. She has a bit of a hard time noticing things that she isn't focusing on. I have an inability on perception checks, so I have one more difficulty.
Oh, okay.
Because I'm driven, I'm so focused on this conversation thing and this idiot of a little brother. So
Brilliant. So I give you the easiest possible roll, and you have an inability.
So
wow.
Well, that's going to be a 6 or better then.
Yep. So just a regular D20 and 6 and above.
Yep.
All the way.
Hey!
Just barely.
There we go.
Why?
Just.
Dude,
man.
the bare minimum. I like it.
Yeah,
Okay.
this is going well.
So you do notice this, but not until the very last moment, as you notice the waiter arriving back with a tray with a drink on it. Now, what Victoria notices is it was a waitress that took your brother's order, and this is a male in a business suit rather than like the waitstaff uniform, who's walking up with this silver tray towards your brother.
Okay.
And then at the same time, as he approaches, 2 things happen at once. One of which Victoria will notice, the other of which both of you will notice. So the thing that occurs that both of you notice is about a block to the north. Sorry, no, I've got my geometry wrong. A block to the south. Hello.
Hey.
How are you?
Yep.
So about a block to the south.
I'm good.
Good. Brilliant. A block to the south, both of you notice a huge explosion.
What?
I mean, like a gas main in the street, fireball, visible explosion.
Whoa!
But Victoria, the thing that you notice as that's going on is the waiter dropping the silver tray, and you see a gun.
Oh shit! Initiative or something like that.
It's a fork.
And yes, I think that will be a initiative roll
Oh God.
for the three of you.
God.
You gotta
Get
die
into
with
it.
superpower.
So
Kim,
how
did
does
you think I was joking earlier today?
Oh Jesus.
What's the difficulty on the initiative? Is it 3?
The difficulty on this is going to be a 2.
Well, Rip, it was
Whoa.
nice knowing you.
Like.
Oh crap, we're all dying.
I just said I'm going to kill all of you off, and that's going to be the game.
does it tie into dexterity somehow, or?
If you have
Is it
speed,
dexterity?
it ties into that.
It has. Yeah, it ties because I have power shift and dexterity, or I suppose maybe we don't have power shifts yet.
Yes.
No, you do not have your power
Oh,
shifts.
All right, yeah, got it.
Ah,
Yeah, so I guess this is just regular roll.
Oh, we do not have our power shifts yet. Crap.
No, you don't have
Oh,
your
I'm
power
not,
shifts.
ignore mine then. I'm definitely not trained if I don't have my power shifts yet. So that's a fail for me. Sorry.
That's a fail for you, okay?
Yeah.
They just slam their brains against the wall.
shit, I'm a normal human being? No, I don't have super speed.
No, exactly. I don't normally have super speed either. It's just it comes
sure?
with it when it
Have you
starts.
tried running lately?
No, it's just mental speed.
Yeah,
That's why it's
exactly.
fast.
You don't know. You don't know before you try.
Yeah, exactly.
Through the power of positivity, you're going to turn into the flesh.
Yeah.
Okay, so Victoria, you have initiative. So you're going to go before this person who is drawing a gun on your brother.
Right.
So there is an explosion going off behind you. There's a guy with a gun raising it to your brother's head in front of you. Which of these is more important to you?
Holy shit, that was a
Well, I'm like, I'm sort of simultaneously reacting to both of them as I take my cup of coffee and grab it as I move towards the guy and about to just throw it in his face as I start punching and kicking or whatever.
Okay, let's.
And I shout out, "Fucking assassin!"
Yeah, that's what you say.
Yeah, that's about right. Yeah.
When there's an assassin, you say, "Fucking assassin!" That's what you do.
Yeah.
Fair. That's fair. I mean, I would say human shield. Okay. You
Okay,
do.
so you are screaming assassin and attacking with a coffee cup.
Yep.
Okay, so we'll call that a light attack.
Oh, this poor restaurant.
Yep. Okay,
So it's
do I
still
roll-
going to be a difficulty 2. A light attack reduces it to a difficulty 1. So you need a 3 or better because you are not trained in coffee cups.
yeah. That's just
That's fair.
part of
You
like,
don't want the coffee cup.
story. I have some like self-defense training, but nothing like expertise or anything like that.
Yeah. So it's a 3 or better you need on a d20.
Oh, man.
A 9.
Guys,
You
we're cutting close.
hit this guy across the face with a cup of hot coffee.
Oh my eyes!
And he immediately jerks back and kind of grabs at his eyes. He's going to lose his action this round because hot coffee to the eyes.
Yeah.
So
That's
Michael,
my hand walking off.
Michael, explosion down the street.
Yeah, I
Your
jumped
sister
on it.
leaps out of her chair and throws hot coffee at the waiter, who you just now realize is standing next to you, with a gun in his hand.
I'm like, not again! I'm gonna grab the chair and run at him.
In slow motion, I will look at him like perplexed.
I'm gonna grab the chair and hit him with a chair.
He's gonna yeet
Okay.
a chair in this man.
So we'll call that a medium attack then. So roll for strike with chair.
Yeah. I don't know what I'm rolling, but I'm rolling something.
This guy's a difficulty 2. If you have any kind of melee weapon training,
No.
Are you adept with chair?
No, I'm definitely not adept with chair.
okay, you can always spend.
A level effort.
Yeah, you could spend you're out of your pool you could spend 3 to go down to a 1, but currently it's a difficulty 2.
Yeah, I
You're
would like to
certainly
take
not
that
a chairman.
No. I would like to take that one.
Okay, so spend 3 out of your might.
Yeah. How do I spend it?
And then roll a 3 or better.
So, I've done a mistake in my sheet, but I'll fix that later.
Okay.
So, yeah. So I spent the might, and then I don't know how to do it on the phone. Sorry, guys, that's why I'm being a bit slow here.
No worries.
Do you want me to roll your d20 for you?
We assume this
No.
is mentally slow.
I roll a d20, and then this should be rolling. Yes.
You roll a 9. You manage it.
Yeah.
You club him over the head with a chair.
Beat him.
But like, not again! I'm gonna hit him with a chair. We need to run.
At this point, as you swing down and basically knock him to the ground with his chair, Michael, you do actually notice that this guy is wearing, like I said, a quite nice tailored suit, but you do actually notice on his lapel a Traeger pin.
Traeger.
Yes.
Oh shit.
They're the evil people.
I'm gonna say, oh, we're gonna run. That's the Traeger pin.
All right. And then Victoria, we're back to you. What do? Your brother hit him with a chair and then said you need to run. And it's a Traeger.
Okay, I'm totally discounting what he said, but I noticed the pin. So the guy he's still standing upright.
No, he's been knocked to the ground.
Oh, okay.
But he is still conscious and getting up again.
Yeah. So I'm just gonna take my high heels and start stomping on the hand that holds the pistol. I'm just trying to kick the pistol away from him.
That's
It's like John Wick's redhead step cousin is gonna be cheated out of.
With high heels also? Like,
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, difficulty 2.
Take his pistol and get.
Casey, I would argue high heels brings it down difficulty because it's just standing.
Yeah, we'll call it a light weapon, so it'll go down a difficulty. So it'll be a difficulty 1.
Yeah.
Good lord. This poor guy.
He was just paid to come here and shoot someone.
Exactly.
Jesus.
He's just a poor assassin. And...
Yeah, just an assassin.
Yeah,
Again.
exactly. Well, I mean,
he's not even an assassin. He's just a poor security guy that got told to shoot someone.
Yeah.
Steve came in for the fucking morning shift and just like, hey Steve, you gotta go here and do this thing.
and considering his target,
Oh yeah, he's an asshole. Yeah, I'll do that.
okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
So,
So,
trying
you-
to take out his hand.
You high heel spear his hand with the gun in it. Yeah, your high heel penetrates his wrist.
Okay.
high heel beats everything.
And on that, I've got to say he's in such bad shape at this point. Yeah, he loses his action again this round because he's got a face full of hot coffee and a high heel in his arm.
I like the idea of you missing his hand, just hitting his wrist again.
Yeah.
Still piercing it like
Yeah.
This is
The,
so
the
much
heel
worse.
just kind of goes in here.
Ah!
Yeah, your heel gets stuck between those two bones right there.
Oh god.
Jeez.
Ow, ow, ow.
And Michael's up.
Yeah, so I'm gonna grab the gun.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna
It's
grab the
easy
gun.
to do at this point. He has let go of it.
Yeah, and to my sister's surprise, I'm gonna dismantle it in less than 5 seconds.
Okay, so you grab the gun and just dismantle it.
Yeah, like click, 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 off. I just throw the pieces to the side.
It's like
Okay.
pop out the mag, chuck the empty gun one way, the mag the other.
And
I'm like, we
as
need to
you're
go.
doing that,
Did you see that? That.
as you're doing that, you both kind of look up, and from the direction the fireball came, or the direction that the fireball was in, you can see a visible, or what looks like a semi-visible. If you've ever been somewhere very hot and you can like see a visible heat shimmer,
Oh.
you know what I'm referring to?
Yeah.
That visible shimmer in the air that is just made by just the heat of the air itself. You actually see what appears to be a wave of heat shimmer from the direction of that fireball coming at you at speed.
At us.
Well, expanding outwards from that direction,
Oh,
which is bringing
so
it closer to
it's
you.
not doing a comment towards us.
No, it's not like a comet towards you. It's like this expanding
Yeah,
wave.
no, I get
heading
what you're saying.
towards-
You see the explosion getting sentient and just started
So,
holding it.
Yeah, the explosion is alive and it's specifically coming for you. Yeah.
So after I did dismantle the gun, I'm gonna grab my sister. We need to go. We can't stay here.
Maria, what do you do?
Pause for dramatic effects.
I'm.
Now.
Yeah, I'm taking his trigger pin and slapping his face. Who the fuck are you? What?
That's the first thing you ask.
And then I guess someone call the police. And then I start.
I'm gonna grab.
That's one hell of a priorities.
Oh god!
I'm like, who are you? I'm gonna grab her. We need to go. I'm gonna like grab her, you know, in that pin and start running. We need to go.
Yeah, I'm coming.
Now.
You take a few moments to pull your heel out of the guy's arm.
Yeah.
Oh,
Oh, that's gotta hurt.
oh man, poor Steve.
Who's just the new guy? Damn.
This was just a hazing ritual. The gun wasn't even loaded. No, actually, you've just come to the bullets out of the gun, so it certainly was loaded.
Right.
The two of you turn to run
Yeah, get the hell out
just
of here.
as this wave catches up with you.
Oh God.
And you feel an intense heat followed by an almost electrical tingling from head to toe.
Oh, sis, you there?
And that's where we're going to cut away from you two.
Jesus.
So many cutaways.
We love like putting like imagine a high heel going through your wrist though.
So hardcore shit.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah. And then like explosion, yeah, but who are you though? Explosion! We don't want to die. Yeah, but I'm gonna take your pin. So, I have your ID, and I will let your.
Yeah, the thing is, he didn't even go for the guy's wallet. He just went, or she just went for the pin, not the wallet. Just the pen.
Yeah, my brother was dragging me away, so I only had time to take the pin.
It's like, woman, we gotta go. And it's like, pin.
Okay, I need to breathe.
All right. So as we cut away from you two, we are going to pick up with Richard Reese.
Okay.
Jesus Christ, he's gonna fucking fly to space by the end of his encounter.
So, Madman, do you want to go ahead and describe Richard for us? Oh, he's going in for the props.
There we go. Every good superhero needs glasses, so they can take them off when they become superhero. It's
Wait,
science. Yeah, that's how it works. Yeah. So every time you go into superhero character, you gotta go. I'm here. And then you need to stick your own eyes out when you try to put them on again, and then go. I'm here. Okay. Richard Reese is well, he's an office drone worker. He has like the typical white collar suit, like cheap office like slacks and what's it called? Blazer, white shirt and a cheap tie. He looks tired at all times. He has a bit of like 5 o'clock shade, and he seems to be just out, like mentally, like zoned out.
Typical corporate drone
Basically.
that doesn't work for corporation.
Yeah. He's a drone LAPD. Go.
Okay.
He's a copying machine in spirit.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I guess backstory later. Right. For now, that's his outlook. Like he's because it's rather cold outside. He has a coat, and his hands are so down the pockets that it possibly goes. Just walking with a briefcase, like here, just to keep the warmth. Just walking along the streets.
Perfect. Okay. So as we catch up with you, you are making your way into a warehouse.
Yeah.
You are coming to this warehouse based on the fact that there have been a number of unpaid tax bills. It's been creatively listed on some books, as far as you can tell, in order to avoid owing any tax, but things have not added up, as far as you believe, at least. So you've come to do a bit of an inspection.
I think he tried to walk up to whatever he would deem to be the front door and knock a few times.
Yeah, I mean, you head to the door that says "Visitors this way," thinking that's a pretty good starting point. You get there, you knock. There's no answer. You knock again. You shout, "Is there anyone here?" There's no answer.
Is there like an intercom or something?
There is. You buzz it, and there's no answer.
He tries to kind of push it in. He goes, excuse me, hi. My name is Officer Reese. Sorry to disturb you, but I'm here because you have not filled out the proper form. You filled out the DR 45176. You were supposed to return the 44. I'm sorry, but I'm kind of here because you need to fill out the proper one, and it seems like you filled out the wrong one, and I'm here to make sure you do it right. Hi, could you get back to me? Maybe open up the door.
There is no answer.
I'm gonna try the door.
You try the door, and you find that it is not locked.
Hi again. Just letting everyone know that over Article 756, I can enter and unlock property if I'm investigating a potential crime, which I think I'm doing right now. So I'm doing that, which is why I'm walking in right now for any cameras watching. So I'm gonna try to find the master of the house, so to speak. Okay, I'm just gonna close the whole door behind me. Yeah.
You
Walk in.
close the door, you head in.
Yeah.
You start looking around, you see lots of boxes, lots of packing materials. Certainly does not look like an empty warehouse, but it also doesn't look like it's seeing a lot of use either.
I think he would take out his like a note, yes, a notepad and start writing down, like basically trying to keep track of like inventory of what he can see, just without touching anything, just walking around, try to see what he can find. Considering he's on the premise, but he's not sure if he's allowed to touch anything. So let's see what this warehouse is about.
You see a lot of what looks like low-end medical supplies almost.
Okay.
Kind of the extent of like effectively kind of like first aid kit level stuff. I'm not talking about like the kind of medicine they use in a hospital. I'm talking about, generic kind of first aid kit, normal medical supplies. You see a few opened crates, a few crates that actually look like they've been knocked over and then not set right. But then you also see a number of
stack those.
Yes, definitely a health and safety violation.
Oh, gonna mark that down.
Spilled out across the hallway.
On the mark.
Yeah, definitely not how it should be. No.
So many codes.
So many codes broken. You actually see a fire extinguisher off the wall. Yeah.
That's like, that's a whole nother form I need to fill in.
Yeah, it is. It really is. You start making your way towards the back of the place, and give me a perception check.
Okey-doke. What's a perception?
It's going to be a difficulty 3. Do you have anything that would reduce that?
No. I can hold pleasant conversation.
That's not going to help you see things.
Shit. Well,
or
no,
hear
in
things.
that case. No, in that
Okay.
case.
You want to spend a level of effort?
Sure.
It would be 3 points of intellect, unless you have edge, in which case it would be 2 points.
Okay.
You don't have edge.
What do I press to actually trigger this roll?
Well, what you need to do is first off, just to trigger the roll, it's going to be an intellect roll.
Okay.
So where you see intellect and there's the die next to it.
I clicked it. Now I'm at bonus.
Okay, so your bonus is 0.
Okay. Difficulty?
3.
Oh shit. Effort roll. If I spend
1.
it. 1.
If you're spending it, yeah.
Assets.
You don't have any assets.
I have glasses.
They're not going to help you hear something in a warehouse.
And input cost.
0.
Okay. Failure.
You fail. So, you hear something off in the distance, kind of towards the other end of the warehouse, but you cannot make out what it is.
I start to walk in that direction. Can I get out phone with flashlight on? Like, hello?
Okay.
I am here. Are you here? You need to say so if you are.
That's a misconception. They don't actually have to.
Yes, because I'm a
It's
police
a violation
officer.
of code.
I can. You need to say so if you are.
You start making your way through. You head towards the back. You get back there, and you notice there is a door, like a swing door into another part of the place. But then you also notice that the only light that you have seen since you've been here, you actually see the button for what appears to be a lift that is actually kind of almost obscure. The door to the lift is almost obscured by boxes.
Well, that explains it. They couldn't hear me coming because you're on a different floor. Okay, let's call the elevator. And they can
Yes,
maybe
you press the button.
coming.
You literally have to squeeze behind boxes to get into the door, almost like these boxes have been stacked in front of this lift door on purpose.
Okay, that's a weird place to put. Maybe the loading guys are just like they are. Well, this place is not.
It's definitely a fire hazard.
Yeah. And yeah, let's click it.
Okay. You click the lift, the door opens, you step inside, you step in, and you immediately notice that there are 5 buttons, and none of them are labeled with any numbers on them. You also know that this building was not labeled to have any sub-basements.
Well, didn't ask for proper building permit to build additional floors, either upwards or downwards. So let's go in.
Well, you've seen the outside of the building. There's definitely nothing upwards.
That excludes one possibility. Let's click downwards.
Okay. Which of the 5 buttons are you pressing?
5.
5. Okay. And the lift starts to head down. The lift goes down. It doesn't feel like it could possibly be any more than 1 floor, but it pings and starts to open.
Buttons are broken too. I will mark that down. And he walks down, still like phone flashlight in hand, like trying to look around and see what he sees.
As you go to step out of the lift, you are sure you hear footsteps running away.
Hello? Damn it! Okay, please hold in the name of the law. I promise I'm it. And he's gonna start running in that direction.
Okay. You start running in that direction.
I say running, jogging, slowly.
Yeah. Running, yeah. Running, yeah. You take off that direction. You make a couple turns trying to figure out exactly where the sound is coming from. And then you hear a clattering. And something starts almost bouncing towards you along the floor. And you kind of... And as that's happening, your light goes dark on your phone. And you kind of freeze as the light goes off.
Mm-hmm.
You feel a very kind of electric tingling on your skin. And as you look down, whatever was just thrown towards you, on the floor in front of you, you see what looks like a set of glowing blue eyes staring at you.
Please don't hurt me. And the light on my phone doesn't work.
The light on your phone is dead. In fact, you start trying to click and your phone is shut off.
Corporate trash. I shouldn't have got one. What's that? Hi. Just gonna poke it.
You walk up and close enough to poke it. You can see at that point it looks like a helmet of some kind with glowing eye holes.
Poking it?
Yes, he's poking the glowing blue eyes. Isn't that what you would do?
What the hell?
Okay. If it's glowing, can I use it as a light source if I were to turn it around?
Yes, actually, it does emit enough light to see by.
Okay.
It looks like a metal helmet of some kind with glowing eyes.
There we go, Reese. Problem solver as you always are. They shut off your phone. I have a different device with me. That's what's.
But by the time that you've kind of composed yourself enough to pick up the helmet, worked out that your phone's not working, all of that, the sound of the distant footsteps has vanished.
Right. You and me, we're going for a trip, try to find the exit. I forgot where it is, but I'm sure together, you and me, we're gonna find it. It's gonna be great. Can I? Is it like a?
It looks like a
And shines
the
out.
closest thing you can think of is like a medieval looking helmet.
So, and it shines, so I can I look out of it?
Do you put it on, or
Yeah,
are you?
yeah, kind of put it on. Can I see?
Yeah,
Shines out.
you put it on, and as you do, you notice these odd symbols on the like heads-up display on this screen. They're not writing as far as you would imagine it. You would just describe them as these random symbols. But you can see,
There we go.
and it's very clearly lit.
Fantastic. Now for the exit.
You
Find
start
something.
making your way back towards the exit.
Yeah. This is spooky.
As you're heading towards the exit, let's have another perception roll.
Well, if you can find the exit, that is.
On
Yeah.
this one, the difficulty is going. I could just roll it against a difficulty 5.
Oh shit. I'm gonna spend effort on this one. So it's
Okay.
1 again.
Mhm.
Effort. Do I get an asset? Okay, never mind. Oh,
Yes.
success!
Well, there you go. I was going to say yes, you do get an asset, but you didn't need it.
I rolled 19.
Nice.
Oh, you got a minor effect.
Minor effect.
Woo! Interesting. Okay. In that case, you have this helmet on, and you're looking around. These symbols are still crawling around the edges of your vision. You have no idea
Fuck
what they mean.
This is so weird.
But as you start looking around for the exit, and you're thinking, where's the exit? Where's the exit? Where's the exit? A pop-up on the screen appears, almost showing like a, for an MMO player, like a quest marker arrow pointing towards the symbol of a door. But then also on the screen, on the other side, another symbol starts flashing between yellow and red in the shape of what looks like a person's silhouette. And it is showing it kind of, the door is kind of ahead of you, and this is showing kind of above and to the right.
I guess he would be relieved when he sees the door icon, like, oh, this is like a VR goggles thing. And then he kind of sees the thing for a person. He goes,
And as you kind of look up, superimposed on the mask, you actually see like a heat silhouette of someone.
stop!
And they bolt, and it looks like they're on the floor
You
above.
violated the law.
They never listen. Shit. This is not in my training book. What? Am I supposed
And we're gonna cut away from you there.
Oh boy.
So, who's next? Any guesses?
I'm going to say
Well, my-
me.
Process by elimination. I think it's Casey.
Please don't cut back to me.
We cut back to you.
Dude, my character is
Bashing
in a,
his head against the wall.
I was about to say my character's in a horror movie, but you're like in the end of a horror movie, so I think yours is worse.
He's like fighting shadow demons right now.
Yeah. I'm like in the middle of a horror movie where you haven't seen the monster yet, and you're in the end where it's like, oh, the main character's dying right now.
Love it. Love it. And the city's exploding, you know.
Oh gosh, that's great too. You know, I didn't cause that.
Details.
Oh, I bet. I bet it's either one of the two last characters that did that.
Yeah, you know, stepping on someone's wrist with your heel, then hitting them with a chair is always good too. You know.
Yeah, but we didn't at least cause an explosion. We just did something bad. Don't talk about that.
Don't worry, I'm getting my face ate right now. It's all right.
Yeah. So, Calvin, would you like to describe Augustine Alexander?
So Augustine, he's definitely in his like late 20s, probably like 28, 29. He's about 5'11", creeping on 6 feet. He tends to dress a little on the preppy side. Like now, as an example, he's just kind of wearing like a polo or cardigan, some khakis, like some black khakis, nice dress shoes. Keeps his hair kind of long and in a ponytail, clean shaven. Even.
Okay.
He always keeps his ring on him, which is like his most prized possession. He got it from his best friend, a girl by the name of Salem. She gave it to him for his birthday. It's like actual, like an authentic occult artifact. He verified it. It's got some weird like language on it and runes and stuff.
Excellent.
It's creepy stuff.
Yeah, nothing wrong with creepy stuff.
No.
I feel like I underexplained my character.
It's always going to happen with the first one. I mean, you know, you kicked us off, so
Yeah.
everyone likes to add in as it progresses.
He
What that says about me.
That just means that we have the highest expectations. No
Oh,
pressure.
shit.
No pressure.
Yeah, he tends to travel fairly light. Like at most, he'll have on him is his phone, and that's about it. If he knows for a fact he's going on like say a job or meet with like a client or like a contact or something, he'll carry like his little messenger bag with him. But that's about it for Augustine in terms of appearance.
Okay. Well, I figure in this instance you'd have some kind of a survey kit with you, because where we're going to pick up at with you is in the ruins of what until 40 years ago was the University of Southern California, where you have recently heard a few rumors of an odd spike of radiation occurring that, due to some research that you've been doing, although really no one else is saying this, you think that this radiation has something to do with C-Day.
Okay.
Everyone else thinks you're just grasping at straws and putting unrelated things together, but you know different, or at least you think you do. And you are studying some soil samples, doing a bit of tests, and as you're there, you're kind of looking around, waiting for the scanner to beep to say that it's finished with this sample, and you kind of glance up in the direction of corporate LA. And it's a very quiet night. You're not outside of the city proper, but you're in an area that is fairly quiet. It's very sparsely populated, mainly because it's in ruins and it's never been rebuilt. But the campus is kind of eerily quiet. You look up at these skyscrapers, at the skyline of corporate LA, and as you're watching, you see a fireball erupt in the middle of the town.
But hey, here I thought it was going to be quiet.
And as this fireball erupts, you kind of stop and you look, and then as you're staring at it, you get this strange urge, and you look away from the fireball that you're seeing to the side. And standing beside you, you see a university student. No, you were here alone. But this student kind of looks at you and then points up in the sky. And you kind of realize as they're pointing that you can see through this person.
Oh.
And you kind of stop, but then you do kind of follow where they're pointing, and you look up, and in the sky above the explosion in the center of town, you see what looks like a meteor or a falling star or something streaking across the horizon towards the city.
Oh, he's getting excited.
And as you kind of start to follow this thing down, you kind of pan your vision across, and you see that there's half a dozen more students all standing there watching it fall. And you can see through all of them.
Do any of the students look, unique in any way? Aside from the see-through thing, there's like one in particular maybe stand out.
One of them I will say does stand out a bit in the fact that you do recognize the clothing that she's wearing. Because what strikes you as odd is she's wearing the uniform of a USC cheerleader.
I try to approach and talk to her.
As you approach, and what do you say?
How long have you been here, and what can you tell me about yourself? He also, when he presents his ring hand, he definitely is into the belief that the ring maybe has some kind of power to it. He doesn't know for sure, but he's definitely like, okay, there's. Don't know that would do anything.
She kind of turns and looks at you and then kind of looks at the ring and kind of chuckles silently. You can see from her facial expression that it's like she's laughing, but there's no sound. But then she leans in, and you almost get the impression of words, but you don't actually hear them. And you get the impression of her saying, "You should go to the crash site, but find the others first. Don't go alone."
How many others are there?
And then she turns and begins to walk off, and as she does, she fades away. At which point you realize that while you've been looking at her, all of the others have faded away as well.
Fucking ghosts never give the whole story.
You're just gonna say, typical. Speaks in riddles. Well,
And that's where we'll fade out from you for now.
ooh, I like it.
Now
Spooky
then,
shit.
who are we going to jump back to first? I know we have one that we've not brought into things yet, but we know that she's not joining us just yet. So we've got a couple more things to do first.
I would say as you try to slowly cut back to me, I'm still bashing my head against the wall, trying to get this off me.
Yep. Yeah, you are. Yeah.
Richard is trying to get a bag to inhale from, like that.
Okay.
Straight head banging.
So as we get those brief moments there, what are Victoria and Michael doing?
Running as fast as our legs can carry us. Getting the
We
fuck
might
out
be
of
in
Dodge.
danger. Like, we are in danger.
So I didn't quite get how far away that explosion actually was.
It's on us. It literally hit us. We're
Yeah.
in the.
When you initially saw the
explosion didn't hit
fireball,
us, but yeah,
when you
the
initially
shimmering.
saw the fireball,
Yeah.
that was about a block away.
Oh, so that's close. Okay.
So we're feeling the air. You know the air pressure that comes off the explosion.
And then
Yeah.
the wave of superheated air hit you with the feeling of electricity surging through you as it did.
And that's the point where I'm like grabbing you by head, tail, and feet, and just let's go.
Yeah, and I guess I'm trying to run as fast as I can in the skirt and high heels.
Is there? So Casey, based on the
Mhm.
nature of our stature, I'm assuming we have a car waiting or something down the road.
What do you mean?
I'm assuming we have a driver or something like that that's waiting for us.
Oh, Victoria probably does because you've been out of contact. You probably haven't had one.
Yeah,
You've been. Yeah.
I'd rather take the jet. No, joke aside. I'm literally. Where's your driver?
Where the cafe should be. I told him he shouldn't be there for probably another 20 minutes, but
Victoria.
yeah. What the
We're
hell
getting
have
a
you
lot of
gotten yourself
background noise
into?
from somewhere. I'm not sure where it's from.
We can talk about this later.
Yeah.
Where's your driver?
Yeah. All right. He should be.
As Victoria's kind of not sure what's going on, Michael, you start hearing people.
What now?
Hold on, we're getting a lot. Yeah, we're getting a lot of background noise from someone's mic, and I'm not sure where it's coming
It's
from.
coming from Calvin, I think.
That was me, my bad.
Oh, okay. All right, that explains
There we
it.
go.
Yeah, I start what?
You start initially. You think you start hearing people,
Right.
and then as
Okay.
you're hearing this kind of oh shit, what's going on? I need to get out of here. What? And you start hearing all these different people, and you start looking around, and you realize that no one's actually talking.
But the way I'm realizing this is, can you shut?
And then you realize that there's a lot of people running different directions and this and the other, but none of them are talking.
Can you hear that? I must be getting some feed. I'm tapping on my earpiece. Like,
What's? As I said, he's
taking
usually
it
by
out.
the cafe over at the 134th Street.
what? What are you saying?
What the hell is wrong with you?
I
So many
keep getting
things.
the static feedback from somewhere.
And
Just
about
pull
this
out
time,
the
Michael,
plug.
you actually start hearing, do I just leave her here, or do I wait for her to come back? Do I leave? What do I do? Am I getting paid enough for this?
I'm getting paid enough. What the hell are you on about? I'm really looking around, being a bit maniac, to be honest. I mean, what do you mean paid enough? I'm looking at you.
Yeah, and he's
Michael.
saying all of this, and just like he's holding conversations with people that are not talking.
I'm looking at his face, slapping him once. Michael,
Ah,
what is wrong with you? Pull out the earpiece.
Me? What's wrong with you?
He should be over at the cafe.
Shut up! I'm talking
told
here.
him-
No, I told you.
There's no one talking. Everyone's running away.
I keep hearing. This is doing my head in. Can we just get to the driver, please? So
Yeah. Follow me. Yeah. What the hell is
I'm
going
trying to
on?
fiddle with my earpiece because for the people that don't know, I have these side ones that gives you the visor, and I'm trying to like fiddle with them to see if there's something there. No.
Yeah. I'm pulling out my phone and just calling the driver as we move towards where I suspect he might be waiting.
Okay. You start to head that way.
Please, don't go there. I know where we need to go. Can you just take us? We need to
What?
go to right.
Who are you talking to?
As you start heading that way, Michael, you notice as Victoria almost kind of you see something click in her demeanor, and she just seems a lot more on edge, a lot more kind of alert. Victoria, you feel almost as if you just had an intense shot of the best caffeine you have ever been hit with.
Cocaine.
As you just you
Oh,
immediately get this kind of almost enhanced perception of what's going on around you.
Still cocaine.
You can hear people moving from further away. You can you're almost reacting to people moving around before they react to the fact that they're moving.
Still cocaine.
And Michael, you notice that Victoria is moving very fast.
Stop!
What's wrong? You're used
I'm
to
not
be.
that. I haven't trained this, but the army training wasn't enough.
Yeah, it's not quite that bad. It's not like you can't keep up. But
Yeah,
it's like
that bad.
you're getting the impression of like it's almost like she's sprinting, but when you look at her, she looks like she's just walking fast, kind of
It's the
thing.
most
Okay.
amazing power
It's
walk
kind of-
ever.
Yeah.
What's
She's putting no effort at all into it, but you're having to put effort into it to keep up.
where's the car?
Should be
And then you
right
do
over
get,
there.
and then you do see the car, and you see the driver, and Michael again. You're getting hit with, oh shit, there she is! Thank God, thank God, thank God! I stayed. I'm not going to get fired, but will she just hurry up and get here? I really want to get the hell out of here. Why the hell are we still here?
Oh, why is he on the phone? Seriously, just let's go.
What are you talking about?
This thing is messing with my head. Okay, this thing.
Victoria, what are you thinking at the moment?
I'm thinking, what the hell is wrong with my brother? And well, at least he's still waiting for us. Hey, Jonathan. We should probably get going.
Yeah, Kim, you're hearing the thoughts from
Yeah.
Victoria as well in this. Yeah.
I'm gonna go. There's nothing wrong with me. Can we just go, please, and get off the phone?
There's so many things wrong with you.
And you guys get
I'm
into
gonna
the car.
and I'm gonna be like this, like, oh, fucking hell. What the hell?
And he starts lifting off in this hover car before he even really asks where you're going. And then after he's already on the move, he goes, where shall I take you? And Michael, you hear, please, away from the explosion, away from whatever the hell's going on here. There's been enough craziness in this city in the past year. I just want to be somewhere else. Please say somewhere else.
Somewhere else. I'm literally saying that.
Well, we should probably go home, but I'm not
No,
sure.
we're not going home. I know where we're going. I know of an abandoned warehouse. Let's just go there.
Don't go
Sure,
here.
yeah,
We
whatever.
have creepy people in the
I
air
need
ducts.
I need to clear my head a bit. What's
Yeah, please do, because
I feel very pumped.
okay. So
All right.
I'm gonna sit there and literally go like maniac mode.
Once you hit altitude in the car, you're down to pretty much just Victoria's and the driver's thoughts, and the odd random thought as you're passing between skyscrapers.
So I would argue that my
You get a couple random thoughts of a guy that's in the shower. You know,
I would argue that my
you get some shots from a woman that's staring at herself in the mirror, thinking that she's gotten a bit old. Just as you're flying between skyscrapers, these random kind of thoughts into your head.
So I would argue that I could figure this out. So
Yeah.
Based on the conversation we've had before, I would argue that my guy would be like, no.
I'm just looking out the window, trying to figure out what's going on over where the explosion was.
I'm gonna go. I don't believe it.
What? What now?
I. Oh! Woo! Oh shit!
Sorry,
I'm
Jonathan.
I'm
He's
gonna.
really out of it today. I don't know what's up with him.
So
I mean, we were just sitting there, and suddenly there was this.
driver down there. Take us to Retro City. We need to go there. And I'm pointing in a holo map that I'm holding up from my hand. It's one of the abandoned warehouse for
Okay. Yeah, you direct him towards the abandoned warehouse. Is Victoria disputing that, or just kind of letting him steer you towards a abandoned warehouse outside of the city, outside of corporate LA?
At the moment, I'm just wanting to have some time to gather my thoughts and see, okay, what the hell should we do?
No, he's the one gathering your thoughts.
I can't believe it.
Michael, what the hell are you talking about? Just shut up and tell me something. Why was there a hitman out for you?
That doesn't matter.
Of course it matters. You were a fucking trigger pin.
I've been working on this.
I've got it right here. We are working for Traeger as well. You know that, right? You know our family business. We have
7 years. 7 years, and it finally happened. Finally happened. So much work, so much time, and I kind of oh shit. Yeah, we might have some problems.
We might have some problems? Okay, well, that's very good to know. Can you start by elaborating on why there are people from Trigger coming to kill you?
Oh, that doesn't matter. That's all days. So what you need to know...
If you don't start speaking, I'm going to toss you out of this car.
And just for the reference here, Michael, you're hearing what she's saying, and you're also hearing all the stuff she's not saying.
So I'm
gonna fucking rip your balls off and shove them in your mouth.
I won't be able to give you any kids, okay? So that doesn't matter. But you need to focus on what's important right now.
That is a strange thing to say to your sister, all right?
Yeah, that's very strange.
What's wrong with you? You are the worst person I know.
Well, I'm the best, and I've been working on it for 7 years, and you'll appreciate all that work. I'll show you when we get there. It's so good. It's so good. I promise you.
Jonathan, just don't take us where he says. Just drive around for a bit.
Take us right now.
No. He's on my payroll. I pay him. He goes where I say.
Technically, Trevor pays.
You are not going out of this car until you tell me what the hell you have been doing and why there is someone coming to kill you.
Shush.
And at this point, the driver turns. I'm sorry, ma'am, but are we trying to kill your brother?
Of course not.
Not yet. When you're trying to take us to the abandoned warehouse, right now, she can kill me there. That's fine, but not until she sees what I need to show her.
There was a gunman.
I'm very confused. You said that Traeger's. I mean, we work for Traeger, ma'am.
No, we don't work for Traeger. I don't work for Traeger. Look, Mister, driver. Look. Whatever she's paying you, I'll pay you that 3 times over in a single one-off payment if you just take me there. Okay?
I'm slapping him again. Shut the fuck up and tell me what I want to know.
Show you. I can't. You would never believe me if I just told you, so I have to show you.
Fine. All right.
All right. We're going to cut away from there for a moment. I just need to nip to the toilet. I'll be back in 2 minutes, guys. All right?
All right.
Be right back.
You guys are going to be the death of us.
Well, I think I'm going to get us all killed before this whole thing even starts.
No. I think the 2 of those are. They're like, There's a missile incoming. Like, yeah, let's bicker.
Drug money, all of it.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, at the end of the day, come on.
I'll triple of what she's paid.
React.
Oh, I'm not giving you shit. I love it. I'm just saying you're gonna be the death
It's like
I'm just
my
saying.
money is the least of my problem.
I'm just calling it right now. Someone would die in like 4 sessions because you guys couldn't decide on to push button A or B. Or push both. I will say, I told you so. And that way, I win in some way.
But crazy characters, this happened completely organically as well. He was like, I want to do this. Yeah, I kind of want to do the opposite. So that was really well.
Let's be rational. No, let's be spontaneous.
So far, I'm liking exasperated big sister.
Yeah. Just keep on slapping him. I'm sure it's
Yeah.
gonna be fine.
Okay.
Physical violence always leads to results.
Yeah. I love the fact that Victoria
Science.
hasn't realized yet that I'm answering both of the things. Like,
I
what you think
noticed this time though that slap was actually really hard. A lot harder than any slap ever before. And it didn't even seem like I was trying to.
Supersonic slap.
Yeah.
The thing is, so I would have reacted, but the fact is that I chose resilience for my character and very high resilience as well. So, you know what? It's fine.
Yeah, I suddenly had a might edge and speed edge.
So,
I'm still trying to figure out. I'm still trying to make this character sheet before everything is said and done.
Oh, we can figure it out. It's fine.
Well, it's fairly easy to roll things anyway, even if you're just kind of guessing at what your final is going to be. So until you get into serious combat in like 10 minutes, it'll be fine.
Wait, what?
Dude, the twins are incoming. You better hide.
I'm still trying to synchronize.
Hide your chauffeurs.
Okay, that's basically what I wrote down for how to calculate a roll. Because I preferred that way, not the standard way.
Not the concise way that the book actually describes it.
I like to have it in like a succession. Like,
you have to be. You know how this works, Casey. It's either our way or the highway. It's just how it works.
Yeah, you don't want to have it in a nice graph. You want to have it written out in Swedish chef language.
yes, exactly. Thank you.
Yeah.
I think he gets it. I mean, how long did it took us to break him in? Like 5 years or so.
So is your character going to have an axe again, Madman?
You want the axe?
Well,
Oh
his
no.
alias
Just,
is
just
Johnny
ask,
Law.
You
just
don't
ask,
need-
ask Madman why his characters always
You don't
have
need
axes
to-
in D&D.
No, you don't need to ask me that.
There's a story there.
Have access.
It might have been so that I didn't know how to pronounce sword, so I said I just always use an axe instead. So I never had to say I will draw my
for
sword.
like 3 years, he
Yeah.
he never would use a sword in D&D. He like they were like magic swords in the loot, and he's like, no, I like my axe. I like my axe.
That's true, actually.
And it was all because he
Hey!
didn't know how to pronounce sword.
Guys, English is my third language.
It's not. It's your second.
No,
to be
it's
honest,
not.
it's your third language.
No, yeah, actually. No, it's it. It is. It's
So what's your
actually-
second language? Gibberish?
No, German.
No. How? What? You
Yeah.
don't learn German as a second language in school?
No, I lived there for 8 years.
Fair enough. Okay.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
That's childhood, 8 years. So I knew better German than Swedish when I moved back to Sweden.
Okay.
Then I learned English. which was weird because
Well,
English doesn't make any
debating if
sense.
you've learned English or not is
Yeah, okay, that's
still
fair.
open.
That's fair. That's fair.
It does
But to be
not
fair, it
make
doesn't make
any
any
sense
sense.
at all.
It doesn't make any sense. No. Like Germans, they know their shit. They're like, it's like this because of this. It's fine. English, like it's like this, besides when it's not, which is always.
There are more exceptions in English than rules.
Yeah.
It's good stuff.
Okay.
Okay. And English does not have the word Schadenfreude, so, you know,
Which is a great word.
which is probably my favorite word of all time.
Skadeglädje.
Not that you would ever know from, you know, the way I DM or anything.
I think that's the way you like survive your age. You like feed out of misery.
Is that why this is going to be great? Because I'm going to keep failing all my rolls? Because, like, I feel like this is going to keep happening.
There is nothing to be said about me being a Cthulhu worshiper or anything like that.
Oh, no.
No. There's nothing to be said about me being a Cthulhu worshiper. We'll just get back to the game.
It's fine. It's made out of children's bones. Don't worry about that.
That's always good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Can't
it's
go
high
wrong with that, right?
High quality shit.
Okay, so where should we head back to now? Let's head back to Xavier.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Let's head back to Xavier.
Let's
Almost
head
at
back.
Cedric.
After a moment of, like, 3 head bashes, he just sat down, kind of got bored of it. Does he still see synchronizing on his contacts?
About
Or
the
is
time
it-
you just kind of take a deep breath and kind of sink down to the ground and just sit, you feel this. You almost would call it a second skin at this point, wrapping around you and kind of settle in place. And across your eyes, the word synchronizing fades away. And-
Finally!
And where it was darkness around you, tinged with red light, the entire place is like daylight now.
Drone, come back.
The drone's still hovering there.
Don't act like you don't recognize me. As I, like, kind of, like, touch on my face. I'm still looking through the drone camera. I'm like,
Yeah, and looking at
did I get
yourself,
uglier?
looking at
Jeez.
yourself, it is just like this matte black surface from head to toe. Eyes that are almost strangely luminescent. No sign of a nose, no sign of a mouth, just eyes and a blank face, and just black from head to toe.
My job interview, and I'm still down here.
Oh yeah, you're late by now. Yeah, you're like half an hour late by now.
Boss, I can explain. You see
They were
this?
trying to
There was this goo.
Okay, let's try to get out of here. Elevator's down. Let's look for stairs. I'm going to just explore this place more because
Okay.
I already got fired. Probably. Whatever.
Well, you technically don't work for this guy. You were just here to sell him a design.
True. But at this point, he's going to think that I got lost, which is something natural. So I'm going to walk back towards the elevator to check it out.
Okay.
Is it still busted?
You get about halfway back to the elevator, and you notice lights starting to come back on.
Where were these when I needed this? Whatever. Anyways, I'm going to keep walking. Not even going to think about it.
You don't stop at any of the other doors. You head straight back to the lift. Give me another perception check on your way. Difficulty 3.
All right. A 15?
That definitely makes it. You get about halfway back, And you notice through another one of the window slits in one of the doors, something that is glowing bright enough in one of the rooms that the light is actually shining out into the hallway, noticeable even over the hallway lights.
So I walk past the door and I see the light, like I catch the light in my eye and I kind of backtrack, kind of just slow. Night. I look like I'm trying to go in reverse right now, but kind of failing. As I start smashing my face against the window, trying to see like what's in there.
You go to put your face near the window, and you initially feel this like very intense bright light. And then you almost get the sensation of something crawling on your face. And as you feel this kind of crawling sensation settle on top of your eyes, the light dims. Almost like you're wearing sunglasses or something. And you can look into the room.
I look for the handle as I'm trying to focus on what's in the room, but I'm like trying to search for a handle as well.
You do find the door's handle, and you do see what's in the room, and it appears to be a glass canister about 10 inches tall by about 4 inches around, with a swirling white light of some kind inside of it.
I wonder if the doors are open now. I try and pull at the door now. Shit. Am I in any luck? Is it still magnetically locked to the door?
Roll me just roll me a d20.
I got a 3.
You go to pull on it, and it doesn't move. It's still locked.
I want that door. I want what's ever inside this room. I don't know why, but it just seems interesting. It caught my eye, and now I can see better. So is it cool if I try and roll again?
Yeah. Are you going to try to open the door, or are you going to try to force the door?
I'm trying to force the door because it feels comforting words that seems good.
Okay. Roll me another d20.
I lose. I just say fuck it, whatever. Just walk.
No, that doesn't open. Not with a 2.
Close, but no cigar.
Doors are not my friends anymore. Back to plan A. Gonna go walk past. Wait, I'm gonna take a picture of that door. Well, take a picture of what's inside of the room. Seeing as if the lights are on, I should get a better view of it.
Yeah.
Never know. I might want it later, or talk about it later. I use my drone. Does my drone listen to me at all while I'm walking now?
Yeah, because you still have a signal to it.
Okay.
So it's not reliant on like visual identification of you. You've got a remote signal to it.
Well, I have my drone take a picture of it, and I put my drone back. I try to put it back on me. I'm just remembering, like, are my clothes covered? Everything is covered.
Yeah. The thing is, you go to put the drone on your back where your backpack normally is, and then you realize, wait, my backpack's not there. But as you do, it almost feels like tendrils out of your back kind of reach out and wrap around the drone.
Oh, jeez. I've seen too many videos to know where this is going. I need to
Oh, you're not a Japanese schoolgirl. You're fine.
Oh, God. Now I'm hearing stuff in my head again.
Sorry.
Wait, that means the cameras are on.
Yep. Oh, yeah, you look up into this hallway, and there are cameras all along this hallway.
Well, let's get out of here, quickly.
You run back, and the elevator is working now.
I'm hoping, like, as soon as I get there, I start repeatedly pressing the button, like, open the door, open the door, open the door, open the door, open the door.
About 10 seconds pass, and the door opens.
I stop pressing that button and just walk into it calmly.
Okay.
I close the doors and I take it back to the floor I was supposed to go back to. I'm trying to go back towards the professor so I can sell him.
Are you heading to the professor's office to go to your meeting, or are you heading to the lobby to go out?
I'm going to the meeting.
You're going to the meeting?
Yes.
Okay. So you press the 61st floor, and you start to head up.
I sit there and I relax against the wall I was against earlier, just whistling.
Your eyepiece, your contacts. You look over at the panel, and it starts to tick off from sub-basement C47.
This is a very secretive place. Very secretive. Not my problem. Maybe. Not right now.
And it ticks upward from 47 back towards the lobby. You actually get to the first floor, and you hear the ping, and the doors start to open.
Shit.
On the lobby level.
I immediately think, maybe it's... As I sit there, watch the door open, like, stop. As I get to the first floor, I'm like, oh, shit. This is not Michigan. I can't do that. Going to slowly. I want to get out of here quickly. What the fuck can I do? I'm just going to charge out. I have no clue what the hell I can do right now. So as soon as the doors open, I'm going to try and fly out of here. Like,
okay, the doors start to open, and you immediately run out, knocking over 3 people in business suits.
Get out of the way!
Bolt through the lobby of the Traeger building, past displays of 2-story tall war robots. That you did pass these on the way in. Traeger does make war machines. They do display some of them. And then you run past the two active security droids and out the front door.
I'm going to run down the street and try and run into an alley. I would rather not.
Because at this point there are a few people behind you shouting about the masked person who just ran out of the lift.
There's no masked person here.
That's convincing. I'm not here.
I'm profiling. You're trying to arrest every person that's in this building in a mask.
I'm still being chased.
Yeah, they are chasing you out of the building.
As I try and cut down this alley, I'm going to pick up the nearest object and kind of like just toss it into their way so that maybe it'll just like crash above them and they wouldn't necessarily remember where I am.
What kind of power shifts do you have as Omni?
Oh, well, seeing as...
Do you have any kind of super strength, anything of that nature?
I will believe he does have super strength, considering the fact that I'm wearing... Well, as of now, it's still a power suit, power armor. From what it says.
Yeah, you're going with that. Yeah, so... okay, yeah, so you actually, as you're running through, roll me a might check. So that modified DC is going to be... Were you going to go with super strength 1, 2, or 3?
I was going to go with super
You've got
strength
5
1
total
for
points.
Right now. I was going to use 1 for right now because I didn't know. My character doesn't know exactly what the fuck to do or how he's doing anything.
Okay. So if you're going with that,
I apologize for not being ready.
Let's modify your difficulty to a 2 after your modifications.
Okay.
So you need a 6 or better.
So just roll a d20 and then see what I get.
6 or better, yeah.
That's not 6 or better.
That is definitely not a 6 or better.
Oh
Can I
my
use-
god. Oh
Can
my
I use one XP?
Ooh.
You can use an
to
XP to
change it?
reroll, yes.
I remember that.
I actually need to give you your.
There we go.
Yes! Distraction technique. So, do I just like grab a garbage can and toss it somewhere? Like, again, I'm not really looking toward them. I'm just trying to make sure to give myself like an obstacle so I can just get away.
Okay. Yeah, so basically with that 13 then, you reach over just trying to think of something to grab, and without even really thinking about it, you grab a dumpster and just sling it behind you. And it just goes spinning down the alleyway, but you don't technically you don't properly throw it, but you just pick it up enough and just slide it along the ground at them, and it just goes spinning towards them as you bolt off down the alleyway.
As I'm running, I'm yelling, I remember people wearing masks are always stealing something.
Sometimes they throw dumpsters at you.
Yeah.
I want to, like, I forgot to mention my character does free running as, like, a small exercise thing because he doesn't really enjoy using cars as much to get around because, you know, he wasn't really all the breadwinner until he started getting noticed by Dwarf Star.
Mm-hmm.
So he just took. So does he see any type of stairwell to get up to a building?
Yeah, you can very easily find like a fire escape.
I'm going to try and climb that to escape from being seen at this point. Do I need to roll for that or?
No. After the distraction of the dumpster, you're able to get away from them, no problem.
I'm going to climb to the roof and just take a moment and breathe.
Doing the Batman. Yes.
I'm Batman.
You get up onto the roof, and as you kind of stood there looking around, you look up in the sky, and you see a shooting star. Or a fireball or something.
Wait, could you repeat it?
Crashing out of the sky.
Shit.
It's not coming down near you,
That's
but you
never
see
good.
this like shooting star or this meteorite or something just creating a fireball in the sky.
Well then. Shit. That's never a good sign. Should I go over there? Yeah, I'm going to go over there, see what's up.
Okay. You start making your way towards where it looks like that thing is about to crash.
I'm trying to stay on top of buildings because all I
Okay.
know
You're
is
going to do
people are
the
chasing.
building jump.
Let's try this. I've read too many comic books to see where this goes. I can do this, guys. Voices in my head, help me out.
You know the first jump always. Like a superhero. It's like, I can do it, I can't do it.
I was watching that like midway jump, just like I can't do this.
Ah! You're jumping between two buildings like this, and you go, ah, shit. You jump in like 3 floors beneath
Scare a random
through a
kid.
window.
I have to say, my favorite depiction of that actually comes from the Into the Spider-Verse movie.
Yes.
Yeah.
Miles Morales runs up all the stairways up to the top of the building. You see him standing at the edge. I can do this. Runs towards the edge, and then it cuts to him running back down the stairs.
I'm going to jump instead of doing that because I don't want people to see just like a random. Like, I just got several different people screaming at me.
Yep.
Probably wouldn't be thinking about that after he escaped, honestly.
So, give me your first jump. Let's see how you do at those.
Ooh.
Oh, okay.
Do you have any power shifts in dexterity or skill in athletics?
Well, being an adept, I saw I had one of the first tier abilities was something step. Give me one second.
If you're taking that one,
It should be a far step, yeah.
Yes, I'm with that.
okay,
Yeah,
so you're
so
taking far step. Okay, that will make your jumping between buildings fairly easy. Yeah.
Pretty much nullifies the.
I am definitely taking that because I don't want to just like crash into someone's window and just have to explain everything. Like, this is not what it looks like.
So I imagine this. Whoa!
It's exactly what it looks like. Ah! A masked man jumped into my window. It's not what it looks like. Then what is it?
Yes,
Well,
it
a
is.
masked man jumped into your window, but
Oh, yeah. But not like that.
exactly.
I'm not a bad person. I'm just here.
But you are a masked man.
Let's not talk about that. That's too much to talk about right now. Just let me get out the front door.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, so you start jumping from building to building, making your way towards the falling whatever it might happen to be.
As I'm jumping between buildings, I'm like, I'm exactly like Batman. Help me. Where's my Robin at? But oh well, let's just check this out first. Let's focus on that later.
Yeah. So we'll cut away from you again then, and we're going to cut back to. Who are we going to cut back to? Richard. We're going to cut back to you.
Okay.
You make your way up through the lift, through the elevator rather. You start to make your way out of the building. Are you still trying to follow the heat signature that's moving away from you, or what are you doing?
Yeah, I think so. Like, okay, Richard, everything's fine. You were trapped in the basement with the tax evasion psychopath in their vents, and now you're wearing a medieval VR headset. Everything's so fine. Now remember your training, which didn't cover any of this shit. Just keep on moving forward, which is in that direction. I guess
Okay.
I'm going.
As you're following this heat signature through this building towards the exit, you notice a ping pops up on this helmet's on screen again, kind of off to your left.
Guess I look in that direction.
You look in that direction, and it seems to be, as you kind of pan back and forth, it seems to be targeting a box that's kind of off to the side.
How close?
10 feet.
And is the heat signature moving fast away?
Yes, it is. Yes.
I'm gonna look at the box real quick before kind of deciding on if I should stay or keep on running.
You glance at the box initially, and the first thing you notice on it is a military-looking label with a Traeger corporate logo on it and a very long barcode.
I'll snap a picture of it with my phone. Is it working now, by the way?
Yes, it has rebooted by this time, yeah.
Okay, I'll take a picture of it and then I'll keep on running after the heat signature.
Okay. You start to head towards the exit. By the time you get there, however, with the delay of stopping to take the picture, the helmet's lost the signature.
What was the name of the tracer?
The what?
Name of the barcode box.
Traeger.
Traeger. Okay.
It's come up a couple times tonight.
Yeah, no. I just want to make sure that I had it right. I guess I would go back and check out the box itself. Inspect more.
You go back and you inspect the box. It is a sealed metal box. It does have the Traeger logo, and it has a barcode that you cannot decipher.
Okay. Sure what to do with this. Can I try to can I pry it open somewhere? Like if it's like a lid or something?
It's a locked metal box.
I have like a. Can I take like something to try to like a piece of metal to try to leverage it to open it?
Okay. Yeah, you look around. You find kind of basically a crowbar. It's a warehouse. It's not hard to do.
Mm-hmm.
And you spend a few minutes kind of trying to pry your way into this thing.
Mm-hmm.
You finally pop it open, and you look, and you see what looks like a pair of metal boots.
Okay. I didn't expect that.
I think I know what's gonna happen next.
I don't.
I think he's gonna put the fucking boots on.
I'm not gonna
He's
put
gonna become
evidence
Iron
on my feet.
Do it.
You just put helmet on your head.
I don't have the proper paperwork for it.
It puts the boots on its feet, or else it gets those
Everything's
again.
about paperwork.
He sees the boots like, okay, I expect the paperwork. Okay. What else would you lock into a box? Okay, he would kind of run off to his car and get like a evidence bag, like a box, one of those. Then would run back, put the boots into the box, and then he would again take photographs at the box and its exterior and the lift, and I guess some of the inventory.
Okay. Yeah, you photograph all of that.
Oh.
Put the boots into an evidence bag.
Well, box. I mean, it's
Yeah.
boots. Yeah.
For the record there, the game's first recovered cipher is now evidence.
Hey.
It would have been the game's second cipher, but someone rolled a 2 trying to open a door.
Shh, don't tell them that. Don't tell them that. They don't need to know.
And then he would go towards his car again and get the fuck out of here, because this is a creepy fucking warehouse.
About the time you are heading back to your car, you start seeing a flashing symbol that you do not recognize on the mask.
I still have the helmet on.
Yeah, you still have the helmet on. Yeah, you're walking around collecting evidence
That's so
with
natural.
this metal helmet on. And as this thing starts flashing, it starts pointing up, and you look up and you see what initially looks like a shooting star of some kind, which is quite unusual during the day. But then, without even kind of really thinking about it, looking up with the helmet, you almost get this kind of zoom and enhance, and suddenly this falling star or this meteorite or whatever it is much more pronounced in your vision, and you can see that it's actually metal, and it looks to be made rather than natural.
Rocket.
It looks to be possibly a ship of some kind. And next to it, you are getting a string of symbols just scrolling that you can't read any of.
It's fucking.
But it seems to urgently want
Where's
to
the
tell you
language
something.
settings? Language settings.
And it's just flipping. Yeah.
English.
You're standing in the streets in a metal helmet, bashing yourself in the head, screaming language.
Yes. Language,
Yeah.
English, settings.
Yeah, exactly.
Reset. Shit.
Doesn't do anything.
I think he's gonna jump into his car and call in that he just saw something weird in the sky crashing, and then he's gonna start driving in that direction.
Yeah.
Like, just put the evidence in the back seat and just go.
The basic response that you get in response to you've just seen something crashing is basically the switchboard operating telling you that an EMP has just hit the corporate circle and they don't really have any units to respond to that right now. So if you want to figure out what that is, you can go check into that.
I don't, but I will. Thanks for nothing.
Okay, so Calvin is heading that way. We're going to cut back to Michael and Victoria now. As the two of you are heading, did you decide if you're heading down into the warehouse?
Yes, we are.
Yeah.
Okay. You head down into the warehouse.
I win.
The driver parks the car outside the front, and you jump out.
So what the hell is this place?
Just come on. I'm gonna walk up to the front and I'm gonna like unlock with my key. Oh, sorry, beep.
Mm-hmm.
200 years later, it's a beep card now.
Yeah, it
Beep
is.
beep
It's only
myself
100 years, but it's still a beep card.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna beep myself in. I'm gonna open the door, and it's gonna be pretty much an empty warehouse, most of it. But there is a second floor, like an office on the sides. How I view it anyhow. That's how I envisioned it, Casey. I don't know if you agree. But yeah,
That's fine.
yeah. So I'm gonna. So this is where we did most of our work, but I'll have to show you what we did, and then I can just follow me.
I hope you're not into some kinky shit you're gonna show me now, right?
Funny fact. So about kinky shit, whenever people say that, they usually like it themselves. I'm gonna walk up.
The expressions I've just caught from a couple players there.
I'm gonna open up the side door, beep, and you will notice that the doors in here are exceptionally thick. They're built almost like a safe. You will notice that this is not your typical like run-of-the-mill normal area. And as we come in, you will see that it's completely dark, but there's a couple of like, I don't know how to explain it, but they're like, you know, these glass holders or air folders or whatever it's called, like when you showcase something. Probably what it's called, showcase.
You mean like a display cabinet?
Display camera, yeah. There's 4 of them standing on the side, and at the end there's like a safe that safe almost like a mannequin with a black thing over it, and you will see that there's on the side there's massive, like huge bookshelves, and in them are comics upon comics upon comics upon comics.
Sorry, we lost Calvin.
Yes, we did.
Oh. And Kiko.
Nah, she just went dark.
All right. So is this
I'm
your?
I'm gonna walk over to the comic. I'm gonna come over with a bunch. This is what I'm talking about.
Your
Putting on the desk.
your comic book collection?
No, it's not the comic.
What the hell is this stuff then?
I've been building something the last 5 years, awaiting a moment like this. Okay.
It's not like some super elaborate cosplay outfit, right?
Basically, yeah.
So about that.
Oh no!
You have the arrow.
Is that the image that you have in your head, Ken, that I've just posted?
Let me jump on the Skype. I'm like, yeah. Exactly. And as I go up, I pull down the curtain, and that's exactly what you see. You see suits, 4 identical actually. Well, 5 is what I said on mine, but yeah, could be 4.
I couldn't find the exact image, you know.
Yeah, but it's exactly like that. Yeah, it was what I was thinking of.
Yeah.
We'll see that on the side, and I'm like, I've been waiting on this for so long. You have no idea. I know what's going on. It's so simple, but it's so brilliant. It's so good. I can't believe it was actually us. And as you see the glass showcases that sits on the side, you will notice that there's a couple of weapons in there, etc., which are very unique.
So, please don't tell me you have some sort of like superhero aspirations. Is that
No,
this? Are you? What are you up to here? What is the deal? What are you making? Have you been wasting our family fortune on making these
Callisto 6.
cosplay outfits?
The Callisto 6.
Yeah. I
Think
know
about
of them.
Think
Yeah.
about it. What if that happened to us? See, I've been dreaming of this. I've been working towards it my entire life. And it's happening.
I don't even know what to say right now. It's
Look, I'm training. I'm going to go over to one of the thingies and open it. And inside, I have a meteor gun. I'm joking. It's literally a pistol made of a meteor. It's literally 7 of them in the world, and I got 2 of them in that tray.
Yeah, you figure that he probably spent like 6 months of company operating capital on this gun.
Probably.
Is your initial estimate?
I'm not even hearing what he's saying. I'm just sitting there trying to figure out how I'm going to spin this into something that isn't totally disastrous.
Look. Be corporate.
You're looking around thinking he's wasted years worth of company operating capital on building this stuff.
Nice work.
Can we move those into a separate account, and then maybe if we put a sort of a fund or...
Yes. And if you look at these, this is what I've been saying.
How much have you spent on this stuff?
I don't know, 20, 30 million maybe? The first year?
The first year?
Do you have any receipts, any sort of...
do you have receipts for company
Can we
expenses?
take it back? Can we return it?
I mean...
Remember how Dad put aside the trust for me, yeah? Remember, he put aside the trust for me. I've been taking money from that trust and been using them, as you can see, wisely.
Those are... It's meant to secure your future. It's not meant to be used on stupid superhero outfits and stupid replica guns. What the hell are you...
I take offense to that.
I've been doing this my entire life, and finally, we got it. I can't believe it's... Oh, I didn't... Oh, I was hoping.
I will try, but if Father is going to like disown you or something, I don't know what to say. How am I supposed to defend this? You can't even...
You don't have to defend it. You just have to explain it. Look. Think about it.
I can't even begin to... You can't even explain it yourself.
Yes, I can. Of course I can.
Okay, yeah.
Remember,
okay, give me your best shot. let me see how are yeah, give me your explanation for this.
No.
So you want to be a superhero like this, like the Callisto 6, and you are using all our family money
better
because you have a fantasy.
better than the Callisto 6.
Gonna
We
sink
can
down
be
in my
better,
seat.
stronger, more capable, more resourceful. Exactly.
As this is happening, Victoria, you don't notice this, but Michael, you do.
Oh,
You
no.
are watching as Victoria is stood there listening to you, and kind of getting more and more kind of defensive about trying to figure out how this is gonna. You watch as her skin starts changing color
Ooh.
and taking on an almost metallic shine.
So cool!
What are you? What the hell are you talking about now?
I'm taking a computer screen. I'm turning it around so you can use it as a mirror. Look.
And in the screen, your skin is almost reflective metal.
I mean, so what the hell is this? Oh, shit!
See, I've been trying to tell you.
It's just a Snapchat filter.
What the hell is this?
Your powers.
And as you're looking at this, Victoria, on the screen, because this is the kind of thing that Michael would have been monitoring for.
Oh yeah.
A report pops up on the screen as you're looking at your reflection in it, about some kind of an unknown meteor crashing to the ground in the greater Los Angeles area.
We need to go!
And do what?
I'm gonna run over to the case and I'm gonna rip open it and I'm gonna start putting on the suit.
You're not going anywhere. This is completely beyond anything we've. I mean, what the hell is this?
I like the idea of him trying to put on tights for the first time. Like, I can't get him.
You see me? I get undressed in seconds. I've been training.
Is this like some kind of nanite paint or something? What the hell is it?
Come on, we gotta be superheroes.
Well, you do this. Like,
stop right where you are.
What?
You are not going to be a superhero today.
Like, what?
What the hell? So, okay, just let's say for just one tiny second that
the helmet
that we have superpowers.
I'm gonna get like a top while talking.
How? Why do you? We can't go into like a meteor impact thing. We're not professionals. We're not firemen or policemen or anything like that.
I've been training for this for so long, and only in the last few years have I made breakthrough on the suit. And you'll see flick on the switch, and you see the suit come online, and there's this vague yellow colors coming through it.
As you start realizing that he's basically built like a military grade combat suit.
And then
you have a license for that thing?
I have the proper
is
form
that
right here.
Thing completely. Look me in the eyes. You're not like some sort of lone wolf trying to do some sort of operation on your own, right?
Sister, this is the best army suit that not even Traeger or any of the other corporations could build this. Because I've had nothing but time and dedication to build this. I've had study and training. There's nothing else like it. Okay?
That's Okay, it is a very nice and very good suit.
I'm putting on my
Looking
Why?
over the suit, Victoria, you do notice that you can definitely see areas where it looks like Traeger patented prototypes have been integrated into this suit.
Oh yeah, I've been stealing tech right, left, right, and center.
Yeah.
Okay. So you have been.
Oh, it's still heavy. I've been training with the suit for the last couple of years. You see,
you may have single-handedly brought ruin to our family.
What? That was a granddad. Don't you put me in the same boat as our granddad.
No, you're far worse.
Yes. Okay, we don't have time for this. We gotta go.
We are not going anywhere.
Yes.
If trained, look, I'm not trained in this stuff. I can recognize some of those patents. You've been obviously stealing stuff from Traeger. That's why they're sending people to kill you. What do you think they're going to do when they see you running around the streets pretending to be a hero, going la la, I'm here to save the day? But
and as I do, the sound
and then you'll have like an army of droids going to kill you, and then they're going to kill me.
The eyes glow up. Yes.
Do you hear how crazy that is?
No.
Take it off right now. We need to fucking dismantle this thing and give it back to Traeger. Maybe they'll forgive this.
I grab my backpack and everything, and you see you adjust my gloves. And as you can see, if I turn around the gloves, on the underside of it, I have auto guns, shooters.
Yeah, those are definitely not civilian issue.
No.
This is so illegal.
So I'm gonna fuck it. Okay, let's go.
No.
So,
no.
Okay, I'm ready. Let's go.
We're not going anywhere. You need to take this thing off.
God, I'm pointing at the news articles that's going on.
I'm going to take a moment and have a look at the actual reports of what's happening.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I'm gonna go like this. Oh, Janet, can you order me an Uber?
And you do get the voice response from your personal assistant. Uber ordered.
So either way, we can go or we can't go. It's your decision. It doesn't matter, but I'm going.
I like that.
Oh, is your default on your account a car or a sky car? Sorry, Kim, I didn't hear your answer.
Oh, sky car.
Sky car. Okay. It pops up on your contact lens. Then arrival ETA 3 minutes.
Okay. So you have 3 minutes to make up your mind.
No.
Yeah.
I don't need to make up my mind because it's already set, and you are staying here with me until we've sorted this shit out. Guess start by taking this stuff off.
I'm going.
You're going to. Okay, so how exactly are you going to prevent that meteor that has already impacted or explosion or whatever? How are you going to undo that? How are you going to save people that are already dead? How are you going to get in the way of people who are actually
We need to know why.
as a first response to this sort of situation?
We need to know why.
You know why?
That happened! Get through your...
Yeah, but they'll tell.
Okay. In my typical self,
Right.
while doing this, I'm going to be, as the conversation is going, I will have swapped my position towards the door, but I would have stayed in conversation so she didn't pay attention to it. And I would like her to roll for it, but I'm going to increase the difficulty by a hell of a lot because I got a massive amount of social manipulation.
What is it you're trying to actually do?
force her into conversation so deeply that she isn't paying attention that actually she still is in the middle of the room, but my position has shifted towards the door, so I can just lock her in.
Right. Okay.
So that would be intellect defense.
So basically, the way that a PvP roll like this would work is each of you add up the number of reductions that you would have on a social manipulation roll.
Yeah.
And then, so Kim, how many reductions do you have?
5.
5?
Shit.
Pear?
I have, let's see, I'm trained, this would be seeing through deception, right?
Yep.
And, special abilities, I do have power shifts in intelligence too. I'm not sure if that... Okay.
I don't think that would help you, no.
No. And I do have edge in intellect.
Reduces the cost
No.
if you're using
That reduces the cost if you want to spend effort.
Right.
So you can spend a level of effort here to reduce it by an extra 1, and
that
will reduce the cost of that.
Yeah, I'll do that.
Okay. So you can add 1 extra. So what's your total then?
Well, let's see. If I use edge, does it reduces my my intellect pool, right?
Yes, it reduces your intellect pool by 2.
Is it only 2?
It's normally 3, but you have edge, so it's only 2.
Yeah, okay, but I can use it. Isn't it total? So you can use it like total of 5.
No, because you only have an edge 1 right now as a tier 1.
Oh, right.
As you go up to tier 2, then you can use 2 levels of effort.
Okay.
It's one of the bonuses that you have to buy.
Yep. So yeah, I guess it reduces it by 2 then.
Do you have an edge of 2?
No, I mean in total on the difficulty. No.
Guys,
Okay, so you have a reduction of 2.
Yeah.
you
versus
still
his
gotta
reduction of
remember
5.
that Per always rolls like a god and Kim rolls like shit.
Yeah.
So basically, rather than having a target number in this, Kim, you're going to roll a d20 plus 5. Per, you're going to roll a d20 plus 2. Higher number wins.
Fair enough.
That's the way PvP rolls work.
So cheeky.
Okay, 3, 2, 1. God damn it! Ball sack.
Call him a balls.
So I keep you talking.
No, that's sort of Victoria calling him a ball sack without. It just represents through me.
That's what we're gonna go. So either way, we need to go. The Uber is here now.
Look at me.
I'm the captain.
As this is pulling up outside.
How exactly can you even help if you were to go there? You have guns. They don't need guns if it's a impact crater of some sort of meteor.
Yes. This suit is fire resistant. It is gun protected, and it can also withstand heavy pressure. I'm not really worried.
No, but think about it also, because
I have.
Right. Okay. Earlier today, just 30 minutes ago, Traeger, one of the most powerful corporations in the world, that we currently have a family business associated with, they had sent a hitman to kill you.
Right.
Because you've been stealing stuff like this.
Right. My hand is on the button for the door. Yes, that is true.
And they're going to send, like, once they figure out that okay, the hitman failed, then they're going to up the level of
We need to go.
Professionalism.
Okay?
Yes, but we do not need to go straight to the center of town. We need to go out of town.
Just
We
no.
need to
No,
go
the meteor's
somewhere
not
far
crashing
away.
into the center of town. It's crashing.
There might be
on the
more
edge of
like
town.
us. There might be more people in the same situation as us. We need to help them. We have the resources, the powers, and the ability to do so.
We have the technology.
Yeah.
Sorry, had to.
Either you go now or you
We're
stay
not
here.
heroes.
But we can be.
Oh,
The cheese is everywhere.
have you been like getting into some sort of ridiculous self-help cult online or something? Like you can be a hero.
I'm looking over. I'm
It's
looking
the
at.
Callisto
You
6
know-
support group.
You know
I'm
that
looking
one group? That was just one of those pyramid schemes, right?
I'm looking at
It's
the
not-
hundreds, thousands of collections of hero books I have there. I might have studied this.
You're indoctrinated. You have not studied. You have indoctrinated yourself into believing something that is completely ridiculous.
Look at yourself! That's not ridiculous!
Okay, fair enough. I can't explain this fucking thing, but
Look, come with me.
but I can still think. There are consequences to your actions.
And
You
give
can't
me
just-
a chance. Now, please, come with me. I beg you as my sister.
Please don't do this. Don't look at me with those puppy eyes of yours.
We
You
have
know
to.
it doesn't work. You can twist that around your finger as much as you want. Don't fucking do this.
Great, we're going! He's gonna turn around and start moving.
I'm standing behind for like 20 seconds and it's just like that fucking guy. I mean, how is he still even? Fine. I'm coming. God damn it.
Uber to the central town?
Yeah. See, well, it's not the thing's not crashing at the center of town, but it's
No,
crashing towards the edge of town. Yeah.
Yeah, towards the meteorite.
You know, I said you were the worst person I know.
I was
No,
gonna apologize, but no, I'm not.
Am I technically lost? Because I'm running on buildings.
Oh yeah, you are probably quite lost at this point. Yes. But you are following the contrail of a crashing meteor, which is, a fairly good point of reference.
I guess at some point you would run out of buildings.
Yes, you will eventually run out of buildings.
No! They're my only friends now. Oh well.
Yeah, so you do eventually kind of reach the edge of corporate LA, and you get to a point where there's more space between the buildings. There's more, just basically, it's going to be a lot harder to move between the buildings. Also, on foot, it's going to take you a bit of time to get there. This is a large distance you're trying to cover.
And that's still my first few weeks here.
Yeah,
Being
it's
lost
still a
is fun.
taxi, but you are in a head-to-toe black mask onesie.
I can just say, you know what? I'm just gonna walk around now. There's no point. There's no point in hiding. I can just say I'm in cosplay. Let's do this.
That's very convincing. Yeah.
It's not like anyone's gonna pull me over, No reason to. Everything's in the past. Which was like 30 minutes ago.
Right before you realize they put an APB out for him.
Stop it.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah, so most of you are now heading towards where the meteor seems to be crashing to. Let's cut back to Calvin.
Alrighty.
What do you do after your little advice from beyond?
I immediately, well, first I check to see if the samples turn up anything, and while I'm also checking that, I'm reaching into my pocket and sending a text to Salem telling her, like, hey, this thing just happened. I need you to, like, hit the dark web and just start scouring and find me anything. I don't care what it is, just something.
Do we
Alright,
know
so-
from an audience perspective what kind of samples you're taking?
It was
dirt-
mentioned earlier, so if you were paying attention, you do.
Well, I'm sorry. I can't pay attention to everything.
So no, you don't know,
Okay, shit.
because you weren't paying attention.
Well, okay. Sorry.
And if you had a soul, I might tell you, but you don't,
Well.
so
Oh.
I'm not bothered.
Back to the soul thing.
Always back to the soul thing.
The lack thereof.
What was the comment I read earlier about the sewer gingers?
Okay. So, please continue. I didn't mean to hold you up. I was just curious.
So yeah, definitely he's gonna check the samples, and while he's checking the samples, he's texting Salem, like, hey, I need you to hit, like, every forum, like, we've ever been
Yeah,
on.
and she actually responds back to you fairly quickly to say that it's all over the place, that there's some kind of weird meteor coming down, and that the city's trying to basically tell people to stay inside and to stay away from it. But then obviously there's a lot of chatter on the dark web after the whole thing with the Callisto 6 and the moon base earlier in the year, that people are saying, is it something to do with superheroes and what's going on with it? And there's a bunch of people basically trying to get, like, drones into the area to see what's going on. But it does appear that in a couple instances at least, there are unconfirmed reports of drones being shot down nearby the area that they think it's going to crash.
Okay,
Which, of course, is spurring more suspicions.
right. Also, the samples didn't turn up anything, right? Nothing out of the
Oh,
ordinary.
no, the samples did turn up an odd radiation, but it's going to take more study to find out exactly what that means.
Okay. So I definitely make, like, a note of that. I collect my samples, put them in the bag, and I start just booking it. I mean, full tilt sprint just for this crash site. And I tell Salem, just keep just sending me updates as you can.
Yeah, you think from the projected place that they're talking about it's going to come down, you're on foot maybe 15 minutes from it.
Oh yeah, then full
Oh,
tilt
you're
sprint.
close by.
We're going full tilt nonstop. We might slow up a bit when we get maybe about 5 minutes out, just to
Yeah.
not look extra suspicious.
Yeah, as you do. Richard is further away, but you're moving by car, which means that you'll probably actually get there a little bit before Augustine.
I was I was just looking at how stuff was working on Roll20.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And now you've shared your power with everyone.
Oh.
Your
That was-
current ability.
That was not my intention, but
Now we have it.
Let's see, can I drop it back? I don't actually know how to drop it back onto you. Oh, if you right-click it, you can take card.
oh, okay,
That's how you pick it back up.
okay.
I pretend I didn't see that.
It'll change pretty soon anyway.
Actually,
For
didn't see
those
that.
who are unaware, I've designed a custom power set for Pear at request that is basically has random powers. So I have a deck of cards with a selection of a few dozen different Tier 1 powers, and for each new scene, we draw a new card. Which is why Pear never knows what power he's going to have from 1 minute to the next.
I can help. You can breathe on the water. I can't help.
Oh jeez, that means he's.
Are we trying to be
useless
sneaky
as
and suddenly
Aquaman.
I'm like 50-foot woman? Just, or not? Okay, I'm just
Trying to
gonna
be sneaky,
hide
burst into
behind that
flames.
building over there.
Yeah. I like that it's the strict, very orderly woman who's the who's the chaotic. Like,
Yeah.
like she's gonna have a spreadsheet with like, okay, I had these powers.
Exactly.
Let's try to figure out a trend. Oh,
I
there's
thought it
no
was an
trend.
interesting contrast. to
Yeah, I
play.
like it.
Oh,
It works, actually. This
Yeah.
person who struggles to keep everything so under control, and their powers become the one thing that they cannot control.
Well, and her brother apparently.
Well, okay, yeah.
Yeah, but that relationship has been there for years.
He is my kryptonite.
That's okay.
Yeah, so you all begin making your way towards this crash site. Or this soon-to-be crash site.
Wait, do I see Calvin's character like full blown sprinting as I'm like very confusedly walking around?
You will get to a point that you will notice him, yes, as you're heading towards. You will basically get to a point where you're still trying to kind of creep from rooftop to rooftop and shadow to shadow, and then you do see this guy just basically sprinting towards the same direction that you were heading in.
I'm just going to like follow him.
Okay.
No words, just
fall in line behind him.
Yeah, you know, like that's how he was raised. Like if you see someone random you don't know running, like you run with them.
Okay, I thought you said. Okay, I thought if you see someone, just follow them so they don't.
Oh, baby.
That could have very different connotations depending on.
If someone pulls up to you in a van, you just gotta get into the van. They got good candy.
Yeah.
Kim, you need to move your mic a bit. It's very.
Sorry.
No, so I was just saying, Kim, you need to move your mic a bit. It's a little bit.
Better?
That's better.
There you go.
Yeah. No,
I didn't catch what you were saying before.
No, I was just saying, I have 5 drones in my backpack. I'm gonna drop them out, and I'm gonna ask Janet to steer them towards the crash site and create a circle so I get a 360 image of the entire thing.
There's no crash site yet, though.
No, as we get close, of course.
No, it hasn't crashed yet.
No,
like,
but
it's
true. But the assumption is where
the crash site has been predicted.
Yeah.
Computers at this point in time are intelligent enough that they can work out a trajectory and speed, and it's known where it's going to crash long before it does.
And I want to create a 360 image of the entire event and down and round, and as things progress, and basically keep an eye on.
Kim, roll me 5d20 separately, each one separately.
Whoa, shit.
Yeah, sorry, I'm just a little bit confused because there was the explosion first. I thought that was the meteor.
No, there was an explosion in the middle of town.
Yeah.
There was an EMP. There was a shockwave. Some time has passed, and now there is something falling out of the sky.
There's a lot of shit happening.
Yeah.
The world is literally ending.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking as well.
I don't have the form for the apocalypse. I left it at the office. I didn't think it would come to this.
You're just not being prepared.
No. Next time. Hang on, apocalypse. There's no next time. No.
The one time you needed that form, and you let the department down by not carrying it.
Just based off these drones, I'm assuming all these drones are fine except for one.
Dun, dun, dun.
Yeah, you do very quickly lose one drone as it just blacks out.
Kenneth, these things are expensive. They're like $200 a pop.
Yeah, and the response that you get back in your eyepiece is drone failure due to catastrophic plasma damage.
Oof.
Plasma damage?
Yeah.
What the hell?
The only people that you really know of that use plasma laser weaponry is usually high-end corporate security or military.
Oh, shit. Oh, shit. Oh, shit.
Oh shit!
Shit.
What?
I'm
I'm
gonna-
not anywhere near you guys.
Seriously, I'm going to tune into some of the security channels. So, Traeger specifically, security channels.
Okay, you're gonna.
Ooh.
So, Victoria, you're sat in this this Uber Sky car, this automated Sky car with your brother, and you watch him drop 5 drones out the window that look like Traeger surveillance drones, and then start swearing a bit, and then start tapping on his phone, and you start hearing the Traeger network security channels broadcasting in the cab.
I'm going to put that on the speaker on the side.
I fucking told you.
Okay. Oh,
And you basically get the information that Traeger is working alongside Pyramid Star to secure the predicted crash site.
Mm.
That there is an unknown object of possibly extraterrestrial origin that seems to be on a trajectory from the dark side of the moon.
I told you.
And that they are currently unconfirmed if this has anything to do with the recent disappearance of the CEO of Pyramid Star.
What? I'm going.
Pyramid Star.
I'm going to go with like. Yeah.
I don't even know what to say. I mean, have you heard that saying? The road to hell is paved with good intentions.
Yes.
It can also be paved with really idiotic intentions.
But
Either way, you're. I mean,
he who doesn't dare doesn't succeed.
Either way, we're on it.
yeah. Oh, you're going to
I
be.
could that too. I
death
could throw
of me
100
someday.
quotes your way.
I swear,
It's not gonna-
right now, you're going to get us all killed.
Oh, there's 2.
The
And
driver
besides-
as well.
I'm like,
No, you're in an Uber that's it's an unmanned vehicle.
Oh,
Oh, all right. Yeah, I thought it was.
No,
no,
it's
no. If it was manned, I would have
it's
had
drone control.
yeah, I would have done this
Yeah,
very
fair enough.
differently. If this was planned.
Yeah. I was under the assumption that there was some really freaked out driver there as well. What the hell are we doing?
No, the Ubers in this time frame are auto drive cars,
All right. Yep.
self-driving.
Fair enough. That makes sense.
So,
Well, yeah. I'm saying all of us because
I-
me, and whoever's standing in the approximate area.
look. If you look at yourself, you look immortal right now. You're okay. See,
I don't feel immortal.
See, nothing can hurt you. Slap her across the face.
Do I even feel it?
No.
No.
Well, I mean, you feel an impact, but it doesn't hurt.
See? You can take as much of a beating as me.
Immortal
And actually, with
is
the
a very
armor, there
wrong
is a bit
word,
of a
by the
ring
way.
to that contact.
Huh?
I said with him wearing the battle armor, there is a bit of a ring to the contact that doesn't sound like armor on flesh.
See? You're immortal. And I'm wearing the best suit in the world. We're okay. We're fine.
You wipe that stupid grin off your face. I can't even. Right. Immortal means that you can't die of old age. This is something completely different. You haven't even read a dictionary in who knows how long.
You're unkillable.
I'm not about to
indestructible.
trust your judgment on anything.
Then trust my judgment on this. I know what I'm
I
doing.
just said I wouldn't trust your judgment.
And you're here, aren't you? See, you don't have to trust my judgment. But it's me.
I'm not here because I trust you. I'm here because I don't trust you to do anything right.
Then don't trust me. But let's do this.
Do
Thank
what?
you. This. We will help. Look, if you look, I'm gonna bring up the camera. The trajectory goes there, and this is gonna be the landing site, right? You just heard there's gonna be aliens in that thing, so there's gonna be a heavy amount of guards, and they will kill anything they see. We have to protect
And
the people.
Kim,
Yeah.
about the time you're saying all this and pointing to the screen, almost with comical timing, you point to the image on the screen,
Yeah.
and it breaks into two.
Oh.
And what looks like one meteor becomes two. And then you watch as it breaks again and splits into 5 pieces.
Oh, Jesus.
I like, oh, I didn't expect that.
Wait, do we all see this or is it just them?
He
Can we
sees
spend
it
an
first
XP for
because
it
he's
not to break
watching a
apart?
drone-aided image that he set up at high altitude.
Oh,
then
shit.
all of you who are following this image, or
Look at it with a stick.
Yeah.
so Calvin and Javonte, the two of you are running together at this point. Calvin, you notice as you're running that this person in an all black head-to-toe suit has just run up and started running beside you towards the same location you are.
Can I help you?
Going for a jog. How about you? It's a nice day, Very good day for a jog-ish.
Coming towards the meteor coming from the sky.
Oh, yes. You just take casual jogs towards whatever's falling from the sky.
Maybe? Yeah, I'm like good stuff. Look, quick, I could think of something good to say.
Also, what are you
Huh?
wearing?
Oh, I am a cosplayer. As I kind of dazzle and
Wow.
I kind of slide in front of him, like, yeah.
So I have the ability to see through deception. I'm going to assume I don't believe that.
I'm confused. I'm like, what do you mean? Like, I look like a hero.
Like a hero.
Like a hero. As can I make one of the tendrils come out, just wave at him?
You start to think about that, and you watch as this guy, as these like octopus tendrils come out of his back and wave at you.
You know what? I've seen weirder.
Exactly.
This shit
So
up.
let's keep going.
So we're gonna keep going, and as we're going, I'm literally going to just hold out my hand with the ring on it and just try to like commune with any spirit that is in the area, good, evil, just anything that will talk to me.
Oh, what are you doing?
Okay. You kind of focus on the ring as you're running, and a couple moments pass, and you notice that there are 3 more people running up and jogging beside you.
I'm assuming they're see-through.
And these are all semi-transparent.
Do I see these people around us?
You do not, no.
So, guys, I actually legit like a madman. All right, cheers, man. Anyway, I just look over to one of the like transparent people and I ask, I was told not to go alone. Isn't this one of the others? And I literally just point to like the guy with tentacles coming out of his back.
Like as he points at me, like they go back in. I'm like, yeah, hey, what's up?
Yeah, so he randomly asks someone who's not there if you're the person he should be hanging out with, basically.
I just sit. I'm like,
Let's go,
I
Small.
think so. Am I? And like, am I supposed to be here right now? I kind of just. Like...
And one of the ghosts that's jogging alongside you, who looks like a fairly athletically built guy wearing a USC like jumper.
Dang.
He kind of points at the guy in black and then just gives you this grinning thumbs up. But then.
Oh gosh!
You can trust him. Oh my god!
But then he like after he gives the thumbs up, he then also kind of holds up and he kind of does a point up in the sky and he points at a sky car. Yeah, basically, yeah, and he points up towards a sky car that's flying overhead as he's doing this.
Okay. I look over.
So, who you talking to? I'm like just kind of getting a little bit closer, like awkwardly close.
Give me 1 sec.
Oh yeah, no one can see my facial expressions to this. This is fun. I love these social interactions.
Yeah, I agree.
Okay, I'm back. Sorry about that.
Welcome back. I'm very close to you at this point, asking like, who are you talking to? You know you're really tall for a person.
Yes, I get that a lot, and believe it or not, it's complicated. Yes, I know you have tentacles and everything, but it's more complicated than that.
Yeah, it's very complicated. Don't worry about my tentacles.
You have tentacles, but I'm complicated.
You are taller than me.
I am tall.
You are literally towering over me right now. I really like this.
So as I look up and see a car, I look over to the spirits and I say, I'm guessing them too.
Who are you talking to?
It's complicated.
Hey, don't ignore me.
I'm not. Trust me. It's very important. I just need you to trust me.
And they basically give a bunch of thumbs up, and then they take off running. And you notice as they head off ahead of you, kind of outpacing you, you kind of take note that they all head towards one of the 5 pieces of the meteorite that broke apart.
Okay.
So where are we going?
First,
With your, I do the air quotes, imaginary friends.
First, we need to get their attention, and I point to the car. Can you do that?
I kind of look at my arm. I reach for the nearest rock and like I try to throw it, not as
You
hard as I
down,
can.
you gotta down that thing. Like-
I could try, but hear me out, and I need you to listen to me. I might have to either throw something, or I can just try to jump there. Don't know if I can yet.
They're
but
like 150 feet up.
I'm gonna throw something at them.
Just like, can you jump that high?
I have no clue. I do not know. I was running on buildings.
All right.
So I try to look. I look for a garbage can. Something.
Oh, God.
Something that won't damage the hover car at least.
So,
Okay,
episode
give me
1,
a
Callisto
might
6.
roll.
Episode 1.
BPK.
Well, yes, I can
Give me a
use the
might roll,
tip.
difficulty 4.
Oh shit. Okay, good. All right. Then I got power, enhanced power because of the power shift.
Yep.
And can I
that's a
technically
3.
use the tentacles as reach?
Yeah, I'd let them be an asset, so let's bring it down to a 2.
Sweet.
So you grab the lid of a trash can and go to
Oh.
throw it like a frisbee towards the hover car.
Take in mind, I'm trying my best to avoid hitting windows.
Literally trying to get attention, no major damage.
I won't kill them completely, I hope. Let's hope.
No, I'll do that after you hit them.
Ooh, that was close.
Oh, thank you.
So do they actually notice this, though?
Warning, warning. Missile attack. Missile attack. You've been hit. You've been hit. Going down.
Michael and Victoria, as the two of you are sitting there arguing back and forth over all of this, 150 feet up in the air,
Oh, God.
flying towards the meteor crash site, pointing at this screen as you're arguing, you hear a clang as a trash can lid impacts the front of the sky car and basically blocks the front windshield.
I will throw more stuff at them.
Please don't.
As I like kind of jab at the guy, I'm like, "Hey, what's your name again? I didn't catch that while we were jogging together."
I'm sitting in the car, pinching myself. I can't even feel it, but I need to wake up soon. This is.
I'm gonna literally go, hey, watch out!
I'm going to throw more stuff at them now.
And Kim, as Michael looks down out the window,
I'm waving with tentacles.
below you, you see a all black person, just head to toe black, no markings, no nothing, just no mouth, just eyes on blackness with tentacles
There's the
waving at
supervillain.
I'm like, oh, I found our first villain.
Wait, what? Oh shit!
Oh, Jesus.
I'm gonna do this, and I'm
What?
gonna open the door, fasten my grappling hook, and jump out while this thing is fastened in it. With guns going boom, 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 making that.
I'm jabbing at Calvin's character. I still don't know his name. I'm like, hey, look. He's jumping. I think he's about to do a superhero landing. Should I save him?
Hold on, let's just see where this goes.
I'm back in the car. What the hell are you doing?
How far away is he from us now? Like, as we're just watching this go down.
How far?
He's rapidly approaching from 150 feet up.
Do you think I should save him? Like,
Can we tell he's wearing armor, or is it just like a
Oh yeah,
douche?
he's wearing this like head to toe combat armor, like tactical suit,
I literally hold.
and dropping down on a zip line like a military commando or something.
oh my god, he's like that one superhero. Oh my god, I don't know if we can get copyrighted for this. What's his name?
I'm going like car land now.
Punisher?
Yeah, I'm already demonetized anyway, so
No. He's not that guy. He's not that guy. He doesn't look like him completely. I wish he had like a mask or something. That'd be awesome. Let's see what happens.
So as he proceeds to like sit down on this like flying car like a bee.
I'm just thinking of this moment when Michael knew that the car was 150 feet up, so he set his grappler to 150 feet, jumped, and then Victoria started to order the car to land.
Oh God!
As he's coming down, like, I'm sorry about the trash.
I don't know if you have a grappling thing in it.
What he's doing is he's just adjusting, like he's just pressing like, no, less numbers. So,
Reel it in, reel it in.
I can't
reel
tell
it in.
if he's falling or if he's like lying to us.
I think it's a little both.
Aim for the bushes.
It initially looks like this very smooth glide, and then quickly looks much less smooth as the car starts to drop altitude.
Okay, yeah, I'm going to help him. Like, I'm gonna throw a tentacle to see how far I can get so I can grab him.
like he's
I hold my
falling
hand out and say,
then
I
suddenly
wouldn't
the
do that.
tentacle
You just
wants to
attacked
go.
this car. I think
What?
he might be
I don't-
upset.
Boy, he's not going to be upset. It's trying to help him, right? How
Kim,
do I look? Do I look that crazy?
Roll an attack.
no, it's not going to be an attack in this case. It's going to be a speed defense.
Speed defense. Okay.
Don't you want to be cat? Okay, maybe not.
I don't know. I don't really have all the best control with this completely.
Well,
I'm just figuring
No,
stuff out
what
as I
we're
go.
actually looking at here is this is actually before the tentacle. This is Kim's ability. This is Michael's ability to adjust the grappling cord on the fly, and not Pancake.
Wait, he can hear me, right? No.
He started out 150 feet up,
Oh yeah, his hearing abilities aren't that far.
and now
Sorry.
he's got rusty wind in his helmet.
Well, but you can hear him through his head.
Oh yeah, he might be hearing thoughts, but yeah.
What's the difficulty?
Difficulty is going to be a 5, but you've got 2 assets.
I got 2 assets and then I'm trained, so that's 3 sets. Yeah. So 6 or better?
Yep. No, that's not
2
right.
assets. 5, 3, 2.
Oh, you got 3 reductions. Yeah. So yeah,
Yeah.
that's right.
And I fail. No, okay.
There we go.
Wait,
No, you don't.
it's 6 or better.
Yeah, you don't fail.
Yeah.
No, I thought the
He-
4
he-
was mine because I didn't
Yeah.
see you.
Oh,
Yeah. Okay.
No,
yeah.
no.
Okay. I thought you were trying to
Uh,
counter jinx yourself.
No.
So you are sliding down this cord, and you realize that the ship is dropping. So you start braking on the cord and you manage to hit the brakes on it, and it's not a very smooth entrance because you actually end up braking too much, and rather than like gently hitting the ground, you like jerk to a stop like 15 feet still up in the air, dangling on the cord.
As he's like there, I'm like, woo!
Like,
No?
epic entrance, like, oh shit.
And I'm like, I see you.
Like a paratrooper stuck in a tree.
Would you like some help?
And even though it wasn't what I planned, I'm gonna go, I see you.
I see you.
Yes, and we see you too.
Car, take us to the ICU.
I'm gonna take the head off. I'm gonna go, why did you attack him?
We didn't attack you. We need to get your attention. Let me guess. You're going to the meteors, right?
I think they are.
Yes. That's exactly what I expected.
If we can bum a ride with you, I can tell you the important one to go to. I just need you to trust me on this.
This is a really elaborate hitchhike.
Yes.
I'm gonna put the katana back, and I'm gonna go like to the ground.
Like, seeing as I can focus on making tentacles, I'm like, maybe I should show them my face.
Oh.
Should I?
So,
And Michael,
I
you're
agree.
hearing him think of this.
why do you? You know what? I don't even want to know.
Has the car landed yet? Or is it still...
The car will land
ascending?
basically within the next few seconds, yeah.
All right.
I forgot about the car.
I kind of like, I want to start focusing on trying to show my face. Let's see if this works.
I'm jumping out, going like, "How? Are you all right? What the hell are you doing? And
I'm gonna grab my zip
who are
line,
you guys?"
angry face towards us.
It's a long story.
And Victoria, as you're jumping out of the car, you watch as this black-skinned guy with tentacles, you watch the tentacles reach forward and grab his face and start pulling. And it's like the tentacles pull his skin apart, and there's a human face underneath there.
Hello there.
Michael, I swear, if you're just pranking me to come to some like cosplay convention stuff,
Oh my god, yes!
I'm
See,
going
I'm not the
to
only one that
fucking
had
murder you.
I'm gonna prove it.
This is exactly what a rich
Like,
boy
as
would
I hit him, I
drink
hit
up.
Calvin's character on the shoulder. I'm like, see, everyone thinks I'm fucking cosplaying.
Okay, I guess.
Well, considering how you look, there's a huge possibility. Yeah, I don't know where I was going with this.
I just kind of hold up my hand, the ring on it. I'm just like, I just need you to trust me. I know it seems weird, but I know which one of the meteors is super important. If you are willing to give me and my friend here a ride, we can take you to it.
I'm gonna look at it, Casey. Do I still hear people's thinking?
Yes.
So I'm gonna go. So do I. Because you just told me. So we need to go to that one.
Yeah, and you are hearing this guy thinking about the fact that a ghost told him which meteor was important.
Superheroes, guys.
The ghost of a college athlete that's been dead for 40 years told him which meteor to go to.
Then how did he know how to dab, Casey?
So
You didn't think this through.
No, Madman. They're 100 years in the future.
Ah,
So
shit.
dabbing
right.
is old school.
Oh, shit, you're
Oh,
right. That's
shit.
shit. That's
So-
vintage.
Think about it, Madman.
We need to have a discussion about the ghost. Because there's something wrong there.
Wait,
But
what
it
do you
is
mean,
not
ghosts?
Who you
Go.
gonna call?
I never brought up a ghost. How do you know?
Let's
about-
go.
All right.
I'm on my
So we
phone.
get a free ride
I'm
and
on
I
my
get free
phone going
explanations.
to- Yes, hello, is this LA psychiatric hospital? I need some... I
I
have
can
some...
call. I'm just gonna grab his phone as I'm walking past. Like, stop with that. Come on.
Give me my phone, you fucking bastard!
That's a company phone.
As they're like arguing, I kind of like, I can fix the car if you need me to.
I know you called Dad. And that.
You're going to what now? Call
I'm
Dad
just gonna
and
stay out this
explain
conversation.
to him
Don't
that
worry.
you've ruined
Dad.
your family?
And yes, they are bickering like brother and sister as you all get into the car.
Yeah. Grab.
Yes, by all means, jump in the car. We're taking up all sorts of people today.
I haven't taken the text off, by the way, so it's still
Suit
showing
guy.
here and talking
This
about
guy.
the aliens and all these things.
I'm so confused on what's happening right now. Like, he's paying attention to everything, but he's hearing everyone talk. Like, all at once, he's just like, okay.
Seeing as how I commune with ghosts, I hear voices all the time. This is kind of normal.
Well,
Yeah.
it's becoming that way, you know. Yeah.
All right.
The light is burning my eyes. I'm putting back on my face
So
thing.
I'm gonna like hold out 2 hands.
Yeah, and as you're all getting into the car, you watch as the tentacles just kind of the tentacles have actually been holding back this mask the entire time, and they all just kind of finally just let go, and the mask just snaps closed again.
I just kind of look and I'm like, does that hurt?
No, actually, it feels just normal now. Trust me, it was worse when I first got this. Like, I come back to like a flashback of me smashing my head against a wall. Yeah, this was way better.
How long have you had this condition?
Just today.
About an hour.
Yeah, about an hour ago.
Oh, so you got them too?
Yeah. Oh my god. So you got powers?
Yeah. I did. Just like 6. Well, better, but just like. So cool.
What?
I'm surrounded by 12-year-old boys.
Wait. Have you been reading comic books at least? Did you read?
Like, I have all of them. I have research. I have old school. I have the first editions. I have everything.
You are
too young to be a mother.
And I just lean over towards the woman. Is he always like this?
You are now my new best friend.
High five.
Oh yeah.
What did you say, Calvin?
As I just lean over, like, is he always like this?
Yeah. No. I don't even know anymore. He's something else now.
All right. Well, we can get introductions on the way there. Let's go.
Wait, you didn't introduce yourself to me first. We were jogging so well together.
Oh, hi everybody.
Did you forget something just fell from space? We need to go.
And they have aliens in them, and they're gonna go there, and the ghost told us where to go.
Fine, we can
I
go.
can't get my head out of that.
Let's just go. Fine.
Excuse me, guys, but do you work in the police or the fire department, anything like that? Are you
Independent?
Dwarf Star. Fuck. I mean, shit. He can wait. Yeah, Dwarf Star. Yeah, that place.
Oh God.
So
I'm Michael. I'm a billionaire.
So Victoria, you are aware of Dwarf Star?
Yeah.
They are a drone manufacturer and a subsidiary of Pyramid Star.
I'm Xavier.
So you
I'm a genius.
You both also got some sort of ability just a little while ago, and now you've decided to become heroes. Is that it? Superheroes.
Well, the thing about that is, I just got this thing. As I point to like the suit, I'm like, yeah, I don't know if I was just trying to get away.
Right. Because my idiot of a brother here, he doesn't actually have any powers. He's just got this stupid suit that's made of illegal technology that he stole.
It's not illegal when it's our company. And by the way, it's nice to meet you.
Our company. How many times do I have to explain this to you?
And I'm gonna go like, Xavier, nice to meet you. Augustine,
Thank you. Pleasure to meet you too as well. I shake his hand like while his sister's still arguing with him.
They never introduced their names. I just want to point that out.
No worries.
Alexander.
So I'm Michael.
Yeah, Xavier.
I might be a bit eccentric, but I'm known to be a billionaire genius. Don't worry about it.
No worries.
Yeah, Victoria just starts crying with laughter out of all the absurdity and that latest statement. Genius. Yeah, such a genius. Right, yes. Oh, he's such a genius. Very stable genius you are.
If you look at the patterns, I'm going to bring up the screen again. And they keep talking about aliens. I don't know what that's all about. Why do you keep talking about ghosts? Anyhow, so the pattern is going to fly down there. We need to go to this one, you're saying?
Yep. And I literally point to the sand when he's pointing to, like, this is where they told me to go. We need to go here. This was the most important.
And actually, as you're kind of pointing those out, your drones, Kim or Michael, are actually reporting that the impacts have occurred.
Okay, so the one we're looking at, I'm gonna take a 360-degree image of that. I'm gonna have all the drones central on that one, so they go 360 around.
And you are quite lucky in the fact that because it broke up, it changed the flight path. So the zone that the corporations had laid out and secured is no longer the crash site.
All right, yeah.
So they've all kind of gathered in this one place, and then that's not where it's ended up landing.
Whoa, you use drones too?
So as we wrap up for the evening, as we're approaching the end of our session, we are going to finish on the shot of the four of you in the sky car heading towards this site. Madman, you're in your car driving towards this site.
I like the idea of flying through there and then this old Dodge, like.
And as those of you who are in the car all look down at the screen that Michael has, the drones all start to zoom in on this crash site of what obviously looks like some kind of it would probably best be described as an escape pod with this, what initially, from the drone footage, looks like a badly burned, blackened body, kind of halfway hanging out of the pod, and these multicolored, almost translucently glowing wings coming off the back of this black body.
Whoa.
And that's the shot we'll end on for the night.
Damn it.
God.
Sorry, Kiko.
No, this is awesome.
Good lord.
I had really fun.
Yeah, same here.
I did pre-warn you that I did pre-warn you that you'd probably have to sit out most of the first session because of the backstory that you gave me was just perfect for the kind of final moment of this session. Yeah.
Oh no, yeah, that's perfect for me. I should actually be like here, like at the very beginning of the session, because of Thanksgiving stuff. It's America. I get days off.
I don't get days off, but it's after hours anyway for me. So. Excellent.
Drawing.
Looking forward to see more of Reese and Kiko in the. Yeah, what was the name of her character again? No. Luvende.
Oh yeah, I really like you guys bickering. It's fun.
It's so good.
I should not try and get into
And I
that
also
conversation again.
I also liked Calvin's and Javonte's bickering.
That was my favorite.
See, I told you people like it. I told you I'd be a cosplayer.
Full circle. Like.
Yeah.
All right. Just before we break up for tonight, guys, I do have something that I would like to show you real quick.
Ooh.
Because I went ahead and there was one of the prices for some artwork that came in a lot lower than some of the others. So I went ahead and gave them a try as an initial point before we go on to some of the more expensive ones.
Hold up, I gotta go
Now,
to Stack to look at this.
The work that I have so far is unfinished, but I'm going to put it into Roll20. I'm going to share my screen so that it comes up. Why is it not? Is that sharing my Roll20 screen with you guys?
Yes.
Okay, brilliant. So these are the unfinished items. He sent me them as initial tests.
Don't share screen.
Loading.
I'm trying to like.
I'm just seeing them. Oh, okay.
Ooh.
Oh, wait.
Ooh!
Ooh, what's going on? No.
Ah, so cool!
Hey.
Nice.
So there we have
Cool.
the art for Ataxia.
Nice.
Nice.
That's so cool!
Nice.
Yeah, I
We
like it.
then now this second one, I know it came. He picked a bit of a lighter color scheme than initially expected, but
Oh, that's good. I like it.
there we
I
go.
like
with
it a
Echo.
lot.
Ooh.
That's so
No,
nice.
Javonte, no! He's
Oh,
missing
that's
out.
good.
That's so cool.
Yeah, I love
We
that.
then have
Nice.
Nice.
Hey.
Hey!
Oh, that's hype.
Ooh.
Ah,
there
cool.
we go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's really awesome.
So cool.
Yes.
We then have, and I have to say, I was quite happy whenever I saw this one. I very much liked it. As soon as it loads.
10 news on the speed of your connection.
Nice.
Sweet.
Oh, there we go.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah, I quite liked that one as well. I thought that
Yeah.
turned out. I told him to go with the initial concept art, but add a little bit more of a kind of a police vibe or feel to it. So putting the kind of badge shape there in the center, I thought worked really well.
I like
Yeah.
it. I like it.
His artist is brilliant. I like him.
Well,
Yeah, I
that
like
bulge
it.
is like
It's
really
following.
impressive.
It's got a bit
that
of a
is
Judge
very
Dredd
impressive
vibe
kind of,
about it.
cup. Yeah.
I am the law.
Paperwork
Well,
first.
I am. Technically.
Yeah.
Fuck up. Sit the
The
fuck
Johnny law.
Damn!
down. Ooh, fuck. Oh, that's more
Oh.
badass.
Oh, cool.
I love it.
Shit.
That's so cool.
Yes.
There.
That's nice.
Now,
That's
I
good.
do have to apologize that we are not quite at the end of his time yet. So the last proof that he sent me for the moment of Omni is still very much in its early phases.
No
But
worries.
you
I
can see
feel
with
like
that one
we
where
get-
he's
we get
going
there,
with
yeah.
it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I like the way it's going. Like it's
I
going.
like
Yeah.
the thinking. Yeah.
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 Right?
So
Yeah.
Love it.
there we go.
That's nice. I like that.
We have, yeah, I think it's going
Awesome.
well with these.
Oh
I
yeah.
would use that concept art
Yeah.
way over my own.
Yeah,
While I got the
I'm
group
pretty happy
here,
with how they've turned out.
I know
So,
someone that can make a theme song for us if you want us to.
Well, yeah, I'd be happy for that.
Yeah.
I'd go. I'm not going to say no to anything like that.
And also, I was gonna have my girlfriend draw me a T-shirt logo for Omni, but shit, okay.
Shit.
Yeah, I'm really happy with the artwork so far. So
Yeah.
yeah, I'm gonna. This guy's gonna be finished up in the next day or two with the sketches, and then from there I'm gonna get with him on the cover of our first issue.
That's fucking badass.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's great.
Can I make
Alright.
an adjustment and make myself kind of like the shortest person here?
I'm fine with that.
Yeah.
The art's not drawn to scale, so we can work with that. Yeah,
Sweet.
but yeah, I'm
That
fine
was
with that.
If
Yeah.
you can write to him that it's not a big deal, but if you can give a taxi a bit more of a like a exasperated look about her, rolling her eyes, that would be just perfect.
I think that we might be a bit far along with the artwork for changing facial expression,
Yeah.
but what we might end up doing is when we get around to a week where a taxi's on the cover, we'll get that expression then.
All right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
One
in fairness,
of the weeks, I can just imagine that the front cover will just be Ataxia rolling her eyes.
Oh, this is badass.
All right, guys.
Yes.
It's been excellent. Been a lot of fun.
Yeah.
And I'm looking
Yeah.
forward to next week already.
Yeah, same here.
Yeah.
We've got
All
a
right.
really good group here.
Yeah, I've enjoyed this. Thanks a lot, guys. Have a great week, and I'll see you next week.
You guys
Yeah,
too.
man.
Talk in chat.
Take care.
Later on.
Later.
Yeah.
Toodles.